Side looking for their first home win of 2023 and their second win only of this year. We got Zlatan Ibrahimovic making a comeback. We got Rafael Leao, who's been picked back once again by Stefano Pioli in his squad. So that's some good news that we're getting. Milan Torino is going to kick off in about 7 minutes. I made sure this time around that I came on early. I didn't come once the match started or once the match was already kicked off 10 minutes in. I came earlier to chat with you guys to see how we're feeling about today. Do you have any different emotions? Do we think that today might finally be the day that Milan actually starts to reverse this this roll and this skid that we've been in? So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to pull up the lineups here. I mean, the reality is that none of the fans were not really opposed to Stefano Pioli. I mean, I don't know if you watched that particular part of the pre-match, but they were singing loud and proud for Stefano Pioli. Let me see if I can actually pull up that little tab there where you guys can see. Hold on. There we go. We're about 6 minutes from kickoff now. I want to be cautious as to how much I actually show you guys this. All right, that's not what I was trying to show you. What just happened there? Hold on. There we go. I don't want to show too much of that, but pretty much the entire crowd was singing Pioli's on fire. You can see that Pioli was applauding the crowd. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a positive sign. Maybe there's some motivation. You could see in his enthusiasm as to how much he actually applauded the crowd. And just the fans as well too. There's an atmosphere of a little bit of stress and anxiety in this team. Once again, looking for their first home win of 2023. Looking for their first win in over a month now. I think 4th of January is the last time that we won. Yeah, it's been well over a month. So right now we're in a desperate place. So if you kind of look at the squad here, can't really change much with the fact that Tatarusanu is going to be playing. Now, this is not exactly how the squad is lining up compared to what I'm seeing on my screen here and compared to what it's showing on the website is a 4-man backline with Kalulu as a right back, but it doesn't look like that's what they're actually going with. It looks like they're going more with a 3-man backline with Kalulu, Kier, and Malik Tau, who once again, fortunately, Pioli made some changes, some decent changes this time around that gave Malik Tau that important start. So those are the 3 men in the back line. I want to try and open something else here. I think people are a little bit surprised as to how the main, one of the important factors is the fact that we have, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who's going to be making a comeback. I don't know if he's going to actually get to play or not. But if you look at this starting lineup, right, so this is kind of how Milan's lining up. So if we look at Sempre Milan's post here, Tatarusanu in the back, Malik Tau, Kier, and Kalulu in the back line. The flexibility that a backline like this offers is that you can easily place Kalulu to, just move towards the right flank, bring Teo back in, and suddenly you have a 4-man backline, right? The typical one that we've usually played with the 4-2-3-1. Tonali and Krunic, don't really have any other options in the middle of the park. Benacer is still out injured. The dropping of Calabria and picking up Alexis Salamakers might be one of the more important moves that Pioli did make this time around, because there was a lot of criticism coming towards Calabria's way. He did make that post on Instagram talking about how, everyone's united and the squad is united, which is always a good thing. That's the captain of your team. But seeing the fact that Alexis has been brought on And Calabria has been dropped. I'm just looking at Ibrahimovic on the screen, just high-fiving everybody. So happy to have him back. I mean, I don't know how much you can expect from a 40-year-old player, but I think you can expect something from him at least. So we have Alexis on the right, which is a good move compared to Calabria. So this squad in general is a little bit of an upgrade. Obviously, up front, you don't have Origi and Giroud lining up. You have Rafael Leao. In the middle of the park, you got Giroud, and on the right, you have Diaz. Again, this is the kind of the players, the level of players and the quality of players and the type of players, most importantly, that we have here are players that are easily going to be able to revert to a 4-2-3-1 if we want to switch formation. So this is a fluid, relatively fluid team. The last time that today Milan is dressing up in a green kit. So the last time that this team dressed up in a green kit, I was at the San Siro, at the stadium, and we picked up a 2-0 win. 1 goal scored by Rafael Leao. CDK assisted his first and only ever assist. His first and only ever assist. I was there to watch it happen. Since then, nothing. So hopefully with the green kits today, there's going to be a better performance from Milan. Giroud and Leao scored that time that I was at the San Siro. Let's hope something similar happens today. I mean, what else can we really say? Now, let me go through some of your comments here. I did make some changes to the live stream. It's going to show the comments a little bit differently now, so I hope that works. Yep, there we go. Oh, hi, Mats. What's up, my friend? You're feeling good today? I'm going to be honest. I'm seeing a few of those comments. I think I'm also feeling relatively good today. I haven't really put in any bet or anything right now, but I do feel a little bit better about Milan's chances today, just because I think the team feels a little bit better. As I showed in the starting lineup, having Malik Tau back, Gabia's not there. I feel more stability with the back line with Tau there compared to how he was marking Lukaku as compared to when Gabia is playing. And obviously having the X factor of Zlatan Ibrahimovic making a comeback and sitting on the bench, I think we've desperately needed that. I mean, Mike Maignan is further delayed. Looks like he's not going to be back till March now, which is awesome. So we definitely needed a little bit of that comeback. And I'm surprised a little bit that Pioli did not play Pobega today. A little bit surprised that he didn't play Pobega and Tonali in the middle of the park. He wanted to go with the experience of Krunic, mostly because Pobega was playing with these players. Half of the squad he was playing with at Torino last season. So he has that, practice of being able to mitigate these guys. So I was just a little bit surprised about that one. There you go. This is a major one. The GOAT is back after 260 days. Yeah. Ibrahimovic is back. Ricardo Rodriguez, the captain of Torino, former Milan left back. We got Ronaldinho in the house. Hey, where do you guys see the match? Yeah, let him know in the comment section. For me, I'm in Canada, so, for me, it's, we just watch it on Fubo TV. Live streaming site. Yeah, sorry, I just repeated your comment. We're good on the wing, little creative in the middle. That's what 3-4-3 brings. Yes, I feel like we didn't have the personnel last time to be playing the way we played against Inter. We played in let me go back to the lineup here, right? Hold on. Right, so if I look at the lineup here, we didn't play Alexis. We decided to play Davide Calabria. So we were pretty imbalanced. We didn't have the defensive capability because we conceded the goal. And at the same time, we didn't have the attacking prowess because we didn't have our fast players. We had Origi and Giroud up front. There was no Brahim Diaz. There was no Rafael Leao. There was no Alexis Salamakers compared to Calabria. So, and in the back line too, we had Gabia instead of Tau. So I think this team in general is a certain, and Ibrahimovic he's ready. He's booted up. I think there's a minute of silence for, I think it's easy to assume that it's a minute of silence for the terrible events happening in Turkey and Syria. It's been pretty wild to see what's going on there. I mean, I hope you guys, if you have any family or anybody there, I hope everyone's safe because that was frightening to watch. Pobega used to play a lot as a forward during his time in Torino. Yeah, it's just training with the guys, right? Day in and day out. You know how they move. You know how they turn. You know which way they prefer to go. those things can bring, a bit of extra to the team. Leao must be happy to be back. He wasn't very happy. I mean, we did see how he left that. He liked one of those comments from Sempre Milan post where they referred to Stefano Pioli and how he didn't start him. And Leao let us know that he wasn't very happy with that decision of Pioli. So now we're about ready to kick off now. All right, here we go. So we've kicked off now. Let's see how this one goes now. Torino. Coffee Gigi. I'm just waiting for there we go. Play-by-play to kick off here. There it is. Let me center this for you guys. There we go. Ciprian Tatarusanu didn't have a bad performance against Inter. I mean, I think after the match, when they released the ratings, they saw that Tata was actually the best player on the field, which, I mean, it's hard to fully agree with that and wholeheartedly agree with that. But if you look at everybody else's performances, you could actually say that, yeah, you know what, maybe there was something to it. Brahim Diaz, Theo Hernandez from the left flank. I don't know why he took a shot there. Should have crossed it over to Olivier Giroud. Theo Hernandez with an interesting change in his in how he's operating now. I mean, he got that haircut. That blonde phase of Theo Hernandez was pretty ruthless. So he's gone back to that blonde hair with a pink smile in there somewhere. If I can find a picture of that, I'll show it to you guys. But Coffee Gigi's back. Yeah, someone was referring to the green kits. I don't know. I'm not been a big fan of that. Even in person, it doesn't look any better. If anything, when you're watching the game at the stadium, to some degree, depending on which angle you're watching from, the players kind of blend into the grass. Oh my God, the attack is opening up. This is going to be dangerous. Oh, that's an unnecessary backheel pass. He didn't have to do that. If he hadn't done that, he had a clean chance on goal there because one of the defenders had actually made a slide tackle. So, not as slow, but a rough start for Milan for sure. Slightly rough. Simon Kier was the one who made that tackle. He didn't take a shot. Alexis with a decent tackle on Ricardo Rodriguez. Took the ball off of him. But Torino do have a corner kick, so let's see what comes out of this. Corner kicks have been a problem for Milan, conceding a lot of goals through set plays. So this is going to be interesting to see. Jeez. Malik Tau with the clearance. Right now, I mean, hello, my friend. Any prediction? I would say it's hard to predict a scoreline. I try not to do that, but I do think Milan should pick up the win today. I would be absolutely stunned, and I think if we don't get the right result today, I will pretty much be entering that territory because after the Inter match, I wasn't fully on board with fire Pioli, that Pioli should get fired. I wasn't really fully on for the sacking, but if the result isn't what we want it to be today, which has to be a win. Now, keep in mind, Torino is not They're no scrubs. I think Milan is 6th in the league and they're 7th in the league right now. So they're a tough team. Not going to be an easy team to beat. But we have to beat them because we're not really a 6th place team. We were in 2nd place before the World Cup had ended everything. So we're about 5 minutes in. We need to pick up the win, nothing less. And if we don't, I think Pioli out will become part of my point of conversation as well, possibly. Alexis looks a little bit like CDK at times, so at least when you're watching the game normally. Definitely a little bit more zip in Milan's attack right now. Brahim Diaz goes out to Rafael Leao on the right flank. Leao, is he going to do something? Takes a shot from too far out. Why? Not needed at all. This is what Theo Hernandez did too. Shot from outside. Take your time. You can build something. You had enough space there. Brahim to Leao. Brahim back on. Brahim tries to take a shot from outside the box. Olivier Giroud tried to make a layoff for Rafael Leao. Didn't pay off. And now Torino are completely in transition. Looks like it's a 3-on-2 from the right flank. Theo Hernandez almost got caught out there. Tonali came and helped in a little bit. Brahim Diaz brings that extra zip. There's no doubt about that. Brahim brings that extra zip. You can see his involvement right now already. That's what's surprising about Milan. The way they lined up against Inter is, wow. Just watching Ibrahimovic back on the sideline in the uniform, that's big time. Big time. Kalulu covers well. Tatarusanu passes back to Kalulu. There was a map that they had shown of the two goalkeepers, right? Mike Maignan and Tatarusanu. And you could see that Tata's passes were mostly being played out to the three defenders, or the two defenders right in front of him. And Mike Maignan's passes were all the way to Rafael Leao, to Giroud, to Theo Hernandez. Just their passing capability. Rafael Leao back on the counterattack. This can be something good. Leao can get beyond these guys. He just didn't have that extra bit that he needed there, Rafa. If we get a goal, I'm sleeping. It's 11 p.m. here. Are you in Nepal? Because your name says Nepal. 11 p.m. there? Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, no. I would think Nepal would be like 1 a.m. or something. Theo Hernandez to Sandro Tonali. I mean, Giroud, come on, man. You came too far out there. Simon Kjaer, decent pass back to Tatarusanu. Cyprian. Brahim fouled. Yeah, so that's the thing. In the match against Inter, the way that we lined up, we had Origi and Giroud. We didn't have that quality, that pace that is brought on by so many players. We tried to line up in a way that we're going to be more counter-attacking, right? At least in the match against Inter, we lined up in a way that we're going to be defensive and we're going to hit them on the counter. But the main piece, the main ingredient of a good counterattack is pace, right? Because you have to catch them in transition. Where they're attacking, you find them with 3 or 4 men in their own half, and you hit them on with your speed. And if you look at what Milan was lined up last time, we had Calabria, who's not very fast. We had Origi, who's not very fast. Giroud, who's not very fast. So we had all these players that didn't have the pace that you need for a good counter. Today, you can see that there's, difference in quality too from Inter compared to Torino. This is dangerous. Krunic on the right. Goes out to Alexis. Alexis to Krunic. Decent pass. Leao has the ball. Milan can counter. Pacey boys, let's go. Theo Hernandez. Slows down. Oh, come on, Theo. That's absolutely not needed. I'm missing Milan corner, aka football corner. LOL. I mean, I'm still here, my friend. It's just a different name. I'm still very much here. I am going to be going back to making the 4 takeaways as well. It's just about time, guys. I have a whole other business. So taking time out has been a little bit more difficult than it used to be back when COVID was on. So it's been a little bit tough, but I don't want to give up. I absolutely am going to keep making content. This is going to be a bad counterattack. That shot from outside the box. Come on, boys. That was a bad shot. He should have probably built something there, but that was a bad pass from Kalulu to Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz didn't look over his shoulder to see that he was getting a man on him. But that was a terrible shot from the Torino player. I don't know why they would do that. I think it's more about exactly what I was just about to say. Ibrahimovic is doing this on the screen. You gotta communicate with Brahim. He doesn't have eyes all around his head. You have to let him know there's a guy coming from your left shoulder. Someone has to let him know, right? So the fact that he didn't see somebody, I can't really fault him for that. So yeah, I'm still here. I'm absolutely still here, still making content, trying to actually make much more content that I maybe have time for. But right now we're sticking with the lives for these videos. New to the channel, Spurs fan collecting info for the Champions League match on Tuesday. All right, well, welcome to the channel. What I can tell you is, my heart says one thing and my mind says one thing, right? That's the problem right now as a Milan fan that we're going to have, is that we know where this team is going, and this team is not looking very good right now. So you probably have an advantage, but this team does bring, at least used to bring something extra for the Champions League matches, always, historically, always. You know, Milan would finish 5th in the league and then win the Champions League. So, but that team is long gone. Right now, I think it's advantage Tottenham. So that's your info. And keep in mind, we got like 6 injuries. Rafael Leao. It also depends on our coach. Depends how he wants to line up. That's the thing. As a Barca fan, I want AC Milan to do well. It's boring to see them struggling. Yes, my friend. It's always nice to see Milan play well, lifting the city. I mean, let's be real about this. This is this overreaction that I have been watching our own fans, you know, not a Barca fan, not a Tottenham fan, but just our Milan fans, right? It's just one bad month. It's one bad month. Calm down. You've won the title. You went from going 5th to 2nd to 1st, title winners, back in the Champions League, back in the knockout rounds. We're playing 2nd place before the World Cup started. And yeah, you had a bad January. There we go. Let's not overreact and go crazy. But yeah, it would be great to see Milan go back to how they were before the World Cup started. I mean, they've been terrible since the World Cup, so we need Mike back as soon as possible. This is an evergreen comment, but my concern is that this comment is going to be used for years to come, because it seems like every time at this point in time of the season, Mike Maignan somehow picks up an injury. And it lasts pretty long. I don't know what's going on. Are you full-time content creating? Oh, man, I wish. But no, I'm not. I'm a real estate broker, so I sell houses. But right now, it probably feels like to some people that I'm always making videos. No, my job actually is to sell homes in Toronto. I've been doing that for 11 years, maybe. So during COVID last year, it was a different kind of business. Now businesses, you know, real estate in Toronto is pretty bad right now, or very slow. So you got to like do more and more and more. You don't have as many incoming calls coming. Hey, you want to sell my house? It's like that doesn't happen as much anymore. Now it's more about like you got to get the clients. So right now I've been a little bit busy with work, but I would love to get into full-time content creation. That is the plan, but patience. It's going to happen. It's going to take a little bit of time. Simon Kier goes back to Tatarusanu. No, goes back to Theo Hernandez. So that's my story. Hugo Lloris will be out. Yes, so both. France is number 1, and probably Mike should be number 1, I would think. He's good enough to be number 1. But let's just call Mike number 2, Hugo Lloris number 1. Both of France's number 1 and number 2 goalkeeper are going to be out, missing the Champions League round of 16 match between Milan and Tottenham on February 14th. I'll be going live for that, of course. Can't miss that one. But there's a lack of optimism for sure. But today's match could change that. I mean, today is pretty much the dress rehearsal for Milan for the upcoming match against Tottenham. Now, Milan does tend to elevate their game. Somehow they just pick things up when it's a Champions League match. Even right now, some of the passes that they're making, they're unlikely to make them in a Champions League match. But right now, it's going to be pretty interesting for all Milan fans to see how we perform. Yeah, Scudetto is long gone now. Top 4 is pretty much what we're looking at. Napoli's going to win the Serie A title. I'd be stunned if they somehow bottle that, because that would be wild for them to mess that up. I said bottle that for the Spurs fan. I know it's a British term. Come on, man. Sandro, you got to get on the ball quicker. Not much happening right now. 15 minutes in. It's 0-0. Milan haven't really looked like they're going to make any inroads. I don't think we had a single shot on target against Inter. Yet to get a shot on target, but we've had a couple of decent attacking opportunities with Rafael Leao and Theo Hernandez. That's a bad counter-attack. Leao loses possession again. That's a dangerous cross in. Kalulu with the clearance. Alexis clears again, gets a corner kick. He had to do that. He couldn't have headed it backwards. No way. Yeah, it's true. There's the commentators saying there's no quick fix for Milan. There really isn't. They're really having to trudge along to improve their performance. It's not like they're just starting the match 5 minutes in. Oh, that could have been something, but that's a goal kick. Oh, it's another corner kick. Right? It's not like one of those games where the other team just messes up and the first 5 minutes we get a lead and then by the 10th minute you get a second goal. Suddenly you start cruising in the match. Milan hasn't had any of those right now. Sometimes that happens. Even, with the small teams, they just mess up. But that hasn't happened at all. We have no favors are being cut for Milan. They're having to work for every single thing. And that's really why they're one of the main reasons that they're struggling. I'll be happy to see Napoli win than Inter. I wonder why. Yeah, I'd say so too. I mean, I'm not really happy to even see Napoli win. I would have liked it maybe like Udinese won or something, because they were pretty good in the beginning of the season. Napoli fans are annoying. So, I mean, if they win, they win. Good for them. It would be good for Serie A, really, if we have 4 different title winners in 4 seasons. That's a good advertisement of how good the competition is. But, of course, we don't really want Inter to win. I cannot. Oh, no. I can't have Inter win, my friend. As much as, Hakan Çalhanoğlu and stuff, you guys know how I feel about him. I cannot watch that guy. No way. That guy's not going to leave me alone on Instagram for like a year. There's going to be a daily post about how he won the Serie A title. I can't handle that. That's too much. Let me know your predictions for the game, everyone in the comment section. First of all, I'm going to make a request today. I don't usually make this request, but now I'm becoming better at it. I think it's important to ask you guys. It doesn't take a lot of work. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button. It always helps with the stream. I didn't know that, but in analytics, I figured out that if streams and stuff get likes, obviously people watching, it helps in the long run. So if you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button. And obviously, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We're about 18 minutes in. Torino is back. Shot from distance. Oh my God. Tata. Anything from distance. Anything even remotely close to the goalpost stresses you out. My goodness. Oh. Kush, I think Hakan has a grip over you. Oh, don't say that, my friend. Don't say that, because I think you're right. I hate it. I watched this Mike Tyson video about him talking about, like, if you are mad at somebody a lot, they're your master. They own you. And I'm like, oh, fucking Hakan, man. Shit. In my head. So, yeah, you're probably right. Maybe I secretly really like him. But anyways, we'll be nice to Hakan right now for what's going on in Turkey. I hope, man, everyone's fine. It's terrible what's going on there. I hope his family and everybody's good, too. I'm going to take it easy on Turkey right now. Brahim, come on. Don't try to do too much fancy stuff, my friend. Use your right winger. You had Alexis Salamakers open. Just pass the ball out to him. Napoli need to win to honor Donnarumma, I was going to say. Diego Maradona, yes, you're right. I can feel you, man, with Hakan. I hate Inter. Oh, my boy. Yeah, it's true. Alexis slowing down the pace of the game. I like that. Just puts his hands up to everybody. Says, hey, guys, slow down. Calm down. Let's take our time with this. Let's build up slowly. Going back to Tata Rushano. See, this is obviously the creativity of Mike Maignan that we miss, right? When Tata gets the ball, and right when I said it, makes a long ball to Rafael Leao. That falls to Olivier Giroud. Let's go. Oh, come on. What happened? Oh, Giroud was offside. Right when I was about to say it, Mike Maignan makes those long balls up top. Tata doesn't, and he just did. But Giroud got caught offside, so... Oh, man, I was so excited to go watch Milan play Atalanta because I was headed overseas and I was going to go to drop by Milan for like 2-3 days over the weekend and just watch the game against Atalanta after the Champions League match. But you know what I realized? I realized that it's freaking colder. Like, it's cold there, just like Toronto. Toronto's like -9. A couple days ago, but Toronto was -30, by the way. And then I looked at the weather in Milan and it's like 5 degrees and stuff. I was like, I don't want to stand in the cold and watch a Milan Atalanta game when we're in such terrible form. Fly all the way there, pay to stay, get the tickets, go to the stadium, freeze. That's a dangerous ball. How is he not scored? Tata with the excellent save. Thank you. Okay, he was fouled. Anytime any team gets a shot on target, you are almost convinced that's going in. Oh my God, Tata. I hope that helps your confidence. What kind of save was that? I mean, it wasn't a bad save. It wasn't a bad save at all. Holy. All right. I mean, that was something. Some excitement. Ibrahimovic from the sidelines letting everybody know. It's Tata's birthday. Oh, yeah, it was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Cyprian. Please don't kill me. Lost confidence in Pioli. Oh, man. This hurts. When people say these things, it hurts. Don't lose confidence in him yet. It's not good. I agree with you. It's not good. But let's today's match unfold. Let our boys get back to it. This coach needs to go. There's nothing positive so far. I know, man. But it also is all the players too, right? Can't just blame the coach. You got to look at how the players are performing. The way that they played against Sassuolo, 5-2. Can we really blame the coach? I feel like you can blame the coach when your team loses 3-0. But when you lose 5-2, I think the players have to take a lot more responsibility. Because you just can't concede 5 goals at home. Especially after conceding 4 goals against Lazio away from home. So, yes, for sure, Pioli's at fault, but so are a lot of the players. So, gotta say. I just saw Maldini slightly shake his head with frustration. So, 5 points in 5 games. That's the story of Milan's life right now. I know, man. I'm with you. I think there's a lot of frustration amongst Milan fans against the ownership group and the management. Ricardo Rodriguez with a kick from outside the box. I think there's a lot of frustration from fans, right? Outside of, directed towards the ownership group, directed towards the upper management staff. And all those, it almost feels like all of those frustrations and all those words that we're directing towards them are just bouncing off of deaf ears, right? They don't have anything to say. And I think that frustrates fans more, so we're taking it out more on Pioli and stuff, but really, like, look at the reinforcements that he was offered. He got nothing in January. January was Milan's worst month. My guy got no reinforcement except for some goalkeeper that we've never heard of, and Pioli immediately says that he's not even ready for Serie A. Brahim Diaz on the counter-attack. Brahim, pass the ball! Pass the ball! Bro, Everything doesn't have to be a dribble fest. Yeah, this is an important point. I mean, who do you bring in, right? Like, yes, there's a degree of frustration towards Pioli and all that stuff. I'm all for that, but who do you replace him with? Who are people talking about? Zidane? Milan has no money, my friends. You think we're gonna bring Zidane? We got nothing. Who can we afford? Nobody. It's crazy saying that considering we have a new ownership, but we still don't have any cash. All you guys on my case about the whole InvestCorp thing, and Kush, you didn't support the InvestCorp deal. You preferred the Redbird deal. Yes, I did. And when you look at what's happening with Manchester City right now, you see what has happened with Barcelona over the past. You see where Real Madrid sits now. You see what Daniel Levy of Tottenham Spurs is saying about their financial health. Just look at how these overspending clubs, where they are right now. It's not very easy. So not to say that means that teams shouldn't spend. Of course they have to spend. But I'm not down for the 300 million transfer markets. Just not what excites me. This excites me, to be down and have not enough help and somehow win the freaking title in 2 years. That's what excites me. Rafael from outside the box. Passes it to Malik Tau. Milan taking a little bit more control in the game now. Get Poch as our manager. I don't know. I mean, yes, the point is we can't afford him. Pioli is disastrous. This lineup is a joke. He's showing the definitive insanity. No, but a definition of insanity. No, but he's not. This is a little bit better. I mean, I'm not defending Pioli on his decisions. I'm absolutely not. I'm fairly with you. Dropping Leao, starting Origi, I'm with you. But this is an improvement on the last match. This is probably how we should have lined up in the last match. A little bit more pace to the team to actually be able to work the counters. Zaten for Herc. Yeah, basically that's what it looks like right now. Get Italiano from Fiorentina this summer. I saw this comment before too from somebody else. So probably a player that I'm going to look into a little bit more. What excites me is Milan having less possession at home. I see what you did there, my friend. Oh my God, Siri. Every time I say I see, Siri comes on, pauses the match. Keep in mind, yeah, you want to hold possession at home for sure, but it's not really a measure of much. We've probably had a lot of possession in the past few games, and that we didn't actually end up winning. So, but yeah, you want to dictate play, you want to control the game, no question about that. So where is CDK? Where is CDK? Right now, I mean, obviously he's on the bench. Oh, that's a decent kickoff from Milan. Take a free kick a little bit early. Theo Hernandez. The pirouettes and the turns that Theo used to do to be able to get away from players, even he's not doing that. Just the whole team seems to have lost confidence. Nice pass from Theo Hernandez. Right when I said that Rafael, please score a goal, my friend. Oh, that could have been something. That was the right decision from Leao. He didn't go for goal. He tried to lay it back to Olivier Giroud. That was a good defensive play by getting in his way. Lovely pass from Theo Hernandez. Just perfectly created opportunity for Milan. This is exactly what we need. We just need more and more and more of this. I don't know what this means. But let's talk about it, about what he's sniffing after Tonali's corner kick. I mean, I don't know where Mike is. Tonali with the corner kick. That was dangerous. Something could have happened there. So that's a pretty good last 10 minutes. Milan have been relatively decent, actually. Tata is now 37. Wow. I did see that. I love Theo and his hair, man. I don't get it, but takes serious cojones to really put a smiley face in your hair. I know, I just saw this comment too. Reason he hasn't come back is not his calf. That's the rumor. No. That's I don't know what exactly is going on with him, but that was a lovely pass back from Giroud. Fantastic touch. Leao goes out from the right flank to Alexis Salamakers. Alexis with an early attempted cross. I like what Alexis tried to do there. Giroud with the header. Theo Hernandez takes... I knew what he was trying to do. That wasn't a bad attempt from Theo. He went a little bit far away from the goal. He had too much of his... he just needed to kind of square it up a little bit. See, what Alexis just did is something that we probably won't be possibly noticing as much and maybe even talking about as much as he made that cross from that right flank. That was like that, right? Gets the ball, crosses the ball. Some quick fire decision making is something that for years I've seen in Alexis that I always, talk about and push. I'm not defending Alexis as of late. I'm talking about the guy from a year and a half ago. But that decision making that he used to have about crossing the ball and making those passes is what this team needs if you want to play well on the counter. You want Alexis to make those crosses that open up opportunity, which exactly what happened just did. A lot of the times if Messias is there, what he does is, and I don't want to be overly critical of Messias either because he helped us win a title, but when Messias is on the right flank, the way he starts to play is he's very slow with his movements and his decision making. Alexis brings that extra zip to your to the quickness of your play. And as I said it, perfect tackle from Alexis. Stops Ricardo Rodriguez's attack. So Milan looking slightly better, I would say. Will you do sell bench start video of our squad? Oh, that's an interesting idea. I'm going to actually write that down. Thank you, my friend. What is it? Bench start. Sell. Oh, sell. Bench. Start. Milan on the counter. Alexis Salamakers passes the ball out to Rafa Leao. Something can happen here. Rafa Leao from outside the box. Gets away. Tries to get away. Didn't fully manage to get away. Come on, Rafa. Something could have happened there. Simon Kjær gets a yellow card. On the counter, he gets stopped. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where you really need something. You need the guys to really give something here. But yes, I will do that video. That was a great idea. I wrote it down. Can we have a little pitch on the left of the screen? Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll put that up. This one? Is this good? The only reason that I don't put this up as much is because sometimes it's in sync with my own stream. Sometimes it is ahead of the stream, so it tells me when there's a goal. So then, my reaction to the goal is not as genuine. So I just kind of keep it away. But if you guys want it, it's right here. Whatever you guys need. Either it's a late goal win or a boring draw. Oh, my friend. I actually absolutely understand what you're saying. We are playing well now. I agree. My friend Lucas is back. Lucas, how have you been, my friend? It's been a long time since I've seen you in the comments. What's up, Kush? Oh, Walter White is back too. Oh, we got a little rendezvous happening today. I like Italiano. Yes, I heard about Italiano. Torino, more attacks, more dangerous attacks, more possession, more shots. Sonali yellow too. I know, Lab Gorilla. I know you're frustrated. I can hear it in your comments. That's a good ball from Kalulu. Oh my God. That was a lovely attempted ball for Rafael Leao. That was a Kaká-esque threading of the needle. Tao's great. Love that kid. Yeah. Definitely I would play him any day over Gabia for sure. Any day. I mean, if I ask you guys this question, right? I don't know how to pronounce that. Kosana? No, Kasana? Will you sell bench start video of our squad? I mean, just let me know in the comment section which player at the conclusion of the season. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, which player should we sell? Because the first name, for whatever reason, came to my mind was Gabia. I was like, Gabia's got to go. I appreciate him. And, the fact that he won a title with us is good for him. But I don't think he's going to get a lot of play time. Because if Milan wants to grow, we got to sell him, get a quality center back. Because that's what would have happened. If we would have brought in Botman in, I don't think Gabia would have stayed at the club. I think they would have loaned him out to somebody. And I think that's one of those things where he's got to go. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Who would you sell? Let's just focus on sell right now. Which player would you sell at the conclusion of this season? And extra points for if you say Rafael Leao and explain why. We're not doing enough to challenge Milinkovic, Savic, and net. I like Alexis at wingback because of his ability to track back. Yes. Ability to track back and also to be able to really launch those attacks. He definitely is attack-wise superior to Davide Calabria. Maybe defensively he's not quite there, but Calabria hasn't really been on form either, so it's a tough one. And hello, Anthony, my friend. How are you? Oh, this is a question I want to address right now. What are your thoughts on 8-2-2? Could that system save us and make us competitive? I don't know if you guys have seen it already or not, but I have a full video that I made yesterday about the new Super League and my take on it and my somewhat controversial take on it, because I believe that we should absolutely, the Super League needs to happen, because outside of the Premier League, people don't understand how other football clubs are suffering. They just think that the world revolves around, the sun just goes up and down around England, right? Nobody else is bothered. But in the world of football, there's a lot going wrong with a lot of clubs who don't have the financial capacity anymore to be able to compete with the power of English football. And other clubs are not fools. They're not going to just sit down and say, oh, well, you know what? EPL wants to dominate or Premier League wants to dominate. Let them dominate. It's all good. No, they're going to say, no, we're going to find solutions. And this is one of the solutions that I actually don't mind. Let me see if I can put something up here for you guys. Maybe I'll do it at halftime. Olivier. Why are we not playing in our home shirt? My God, Lab Gorilla, my friend, you're very upset, huh? Everything's bothering you today. I don't know. I don't know why we're not playing with the home kit. I don't get this green kit. Didn't like it when I saw it in person. When I was watching the game in person, sometimes the players would actually blend into the grass. And I was like, why are they wearing these kits? Because this was the first time I'd seen them, because I went there at the beginning of the season. So anyways, I'm not a big fan of this kit, but they're just trying to sell more shirts. They know the red and black is going to sell. They're just trying to sell. Oh my God! Who was that? Simon. Oh, Simon completely slipped, fell, gave an easy opportunity for the player to score, and somehow Tata actually stopped that, I think. Jeez. Bakayoko sell. All right, I'm with that. Absolutely. I love how you keep saying get Gasperini. No, my friend, Gasperini can never, ever step into an AC Milan change room. The way he was bouncing and jumping. Baka is Aloni. Oh, yeah, that's true. Baka, his contract's going to be over now at the end of the season anyways. Sal Pobega, you can get good money for him. Yeah, you could probably get around close to maybe 10 million. Close to. I don't know. It's hard to say definitively. He hasn't had a very good season, but possible. Sell Origi too. This is an interesting strategy. I actually kind of don't mind this. Origi's a free transfer for Milan. So really, you didn't pay anything for him. So even if you can turn some type of a profit on him, that's not too bad. Stefano Pioli's not looking very happy. Rebic for me, that needs to go. He was good early on, but since he came back from his injury, he has not been the same player since. Unfortunately, Rebic is definitely on the fringes of Milan right now. For sure. Pioli's not really playing him anyways. Oh, that's a decent stop from Tata Rushano. 2 good saves from Tata already. One was a foul, and the other one was a legitimate shot on target from Torino. So, good for him. Gabbia, Diaz, Origi, Messias, Baloture. Gabbia I agree with. Diaz, I'm not agreeing with Diaz right now. I think he has an upside to him, and I think he brings an extra spark to the team whenever he's playing at least. So, maybe even as a backup, he would be great if Milan really wants to compete on the highest level. Origi, I haven't made up my mind on. I don't know. We haven't really seen enough from him. He hasn't played enough, and things aren't looking very good. And Baloture, absolutely. Messias also, I would keep as a backup. That's just my take. I would keep Messias as a backup, but we need a high-quality right winger, not Messias backing up Alexis Salamakers. But I don't mind Messias. My own reasons for it, but I don't. Rebic, Origi, and Gabbia. All right. I've heard those names. Jesus, I thought you said Jesus, and I was thinking about a player that Milan has named Jesus. Torino almost scored. Yes, that almost happened. Maignan has to go. My friend, elaborate, please. I want to know more about why you think Maignan has to go. Because this is an interesting take. Because not a lot of people would say that. Bring back Kessie. Here's an interesting story, guys. So from the looks of it, Milan did try to bring back Kessie in the winter market. There are reports, not fully confirmed, but interesting sources that suggest that Milan did get in touch with Franck Kessie to see if he wanted to come back, possibly on loan, and then find a solution in the summer. Obviously didn't work out, and yeah, here we are. But not a bad take to bring back Kessie, because clearly Milan was trying to do the same. After his birthday, Tata is a new person. That's true. I completely agree. I would want to see more of a NBA Finals, a best-of-7 format system for the new Champions League replacement, more high level. I really want to download that picture and put that up for you guys. Let me see if I can do that in studio mode. It's just like as a one-man team, it's hard for me to put those images up, but I'll try my best. Because I can show you the format, the expected format of what's going to happen. Outside the box, Alexis Salamakers. That's Theo. No, it was Alexis. But yeah, the Champions League replacement. I mean, we'll probably discuss it, as I said, in halftime. But I'm with you. I think there is something to the Super League that people are not seeing yet. People are just seeing the Super League, the name, the term, and then they just start hyperventilating. Oh my God, Super League, it can't come back. Oh my God, we can't let it come back. They don't even know why they're saying that. But they just start going apoplectic over it. But if the current Super League format, which is not closed off to just 15 teams and everybody else is out of it, if it's what they're trying to make it now, which is I think 60 possible teams, it's not a bad system. I saw the table that they're expecting to make, and it's pretty interesting. Milan on the counter. Krunic, pass the ball, my friend. You're not fast enough to... Krunic, just pass the ball. Alexis. Kalulu. Considered making a cross, didn't. Alexis with the ball again. Brahim Diaz closer to the middle of the park. Brahim, decent ball. Tried to make that pass, wasn't successful. They're on the counter now. Benacer, someone will trigger his release clause, 50 million. It's possible. I mean, it's not a lot of money in today's world, right? At least for the Premier League sides. In all honesty, who's willing to buy Rebic, Origi, Balo, or anybody from us? My friend, your trash is my treasure. It's like that. You might as well get some good money for Theo, Rafa, Benacer, or Tonali. Yeah, I mean, Tonali would be a terrible sale, in my opinion, because that guy is through and through Milan, but his form is bad. Leao is really your only piece that you can say. Theo is no for me. No sale for Theo. No sale for Benacer. No sale for Tonali. Rafa Leao is the only player that I would have some acceptance of making a sale just because the dollar amount is going to be so big. When you can make 100 million plus from a player sale and reinvest that into the market, I think I can take that. But 50 million for Benacer, that sucks. Because good quality midfielders are going to cost you about 30 million. So Vlasic with, that's a good defensive play from Alexis Salamakers. Sandro Tonali, Milan trying to go on the counter, but there's really no one there. Tonali with Tonali's made a few bad passes, I've noticed. As usual, Prem heads are seething with fear over the Super League because they think football revolves around England. Yes. You should just see their reaction. They're just like so confused. Like, why would something like this be created? Let me tell you why. Because you guys screwed up football. That's why. If we don't make Champions League, then we have no choice and we'll sell Leao. Yes, that is almost certain. I don't even think Leao's going to want to extend. He doesn't want to be part of a project that doesn't have Champions League, no investment, and Milan sees 150 million sitting in him or 110 million sitting in him, so they'll sell him. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Diaz might be signed by Madrid, is asking for too much. Yeah, it looks like he might be going back to Madrid. It's possible. Maignan gets injured way too much. So we're coming back to your comment about how Milan should sell Mike Maignan. So Maignan gets injured way too much, and I've heard rumors about Maignan, so I'm kind of on the ropes on him. Let's ease up there with the rumors. I heard about this particular rumor too right now in the comment section. I used to do that episode in the transfer windows, rumor or real. So I'm just going to call that a rumor, nothing else. I got the olive jersey, Tomori. I think I already said bad things about the jersey, so just for you, I'll say that's nice. It's a good shirt. Good shirt. I want Milan to do with recruits whatever Brighton is doing. I know, man. That's called the De Zerbi effect. Milan should sell player to EPL. They pay stupid money, yes. Overpay. So I think Rebic will find a buyer too, maybe at Wolves or something. They're not reinvesting, so I'd prefer keeping Leao, but I think they will reinvest. They're not. The problem is that they're not reinvesting. The problem is they're not investing. But if they do get any income, they are willing to put pretty much all of it towards making the squad better. If you look at our transfer budget from last summer where we got CDK, we pretty much used the prize money of winning the Serie A title, our sponsorships, and our prize money from getting into the Champions League. Those three things were essentially our transfer budget. So you can tell this is how the management is working. Whatever we make, we put back into the business. We're not going to put extra. So we have halftime now. The match sits 0-0. Let's see how this goes in the second half, but we definitely need something. I'm not against selling Leao for 120 million. If this is what Leao wants to give us now, I'd like to see something else. Yeah. Everybody's upset right now. Magic Mike. All right, so that's the conclusion of the first half, guys. I don't even know what to really say. How much can a human being be frustrated and wait and be patient? I really don't know. But if we really go back to the screen here, just look at that. Holding possession, Torino. 52% possession for Torino. 5 shots on target for Milan. 1 shot on target. At least we finally got that shot on target against Inter. We had nothing. 1 corner kick, 1 for Milan. 3 corner kicks for Torino. So really right now, I think it is... it's safe to say that the struggle is real. I'm going to, kind of go in here and open up Twitter, see what some of the Twitter world is saying right now, because I always get some interesting comments there to see how people are feeling. So Steph Sartori from Sempre Milan, always worth checking out those guys if you haven't already. The players we have, in my opinion, are not dynamic enough for this formation. Giroud is pointless up top. The rest of the side needs too much to be aggressive. I'm not sold at all. So I would disagree a little bit, but just partly, not fully. I think what he's saying is not necessarily wrong, but it's definitely an upgrade on what we had from the last game. We have the pace of Leao now, but it's just, how is he performing? We have the pace of Alexis now, but how is he performing? And then there's Brahim Diaz, and how is he performing? It's not just about, and his comment is not necessarily reflecting on the coach. He's just talking about the team in general. So when he talks about the team in general, I have to agree. There just hasn't been enough zip and enough, that there was this cleanness with which Milan was playing. Like, it was very, let me mute this guy. It was very pure, the way Milan was playing in the first half of the season. It was very precise, accurate work that was coming from pretty much the entirety of the park. The goalkeeper was performing well. The center backs were reliable. The wingers were doing their job, and Theo Hernandez at the beginning of the season, Davide Calabria. The midfield with Benacer and Tonali were just clicking. And up front, you had Leao killing it. You had, CDK and Brahim Diaz was always a little bit confusing, but whenever we played Brahim, it was looking good. And then obviously you had Olivier Giroud up front, who was relatively consistently scoring goals. All of that pure, crisp quality play is completely disintegrated. The players are still the same, which is the craziest part. Most of the players are the same. I'm looking at what I see on the lineup right on the screen right now. There are 5 players that they have on the screen. Tata Rushanu, he's not the starter. But the other 4 players that they have on the screen are Tonali, Theo Hernandez, Olivier Giroud, and Rafael Leao. Those are our starters before the World Cup started. Players are still pretty much the same. 80% of the players are on the field that were before the World Cup. The quality is disintegrated. And a lot of it, you have to credit back or blame back essentially on confidence. And why did that confidence fall through is obviously because of poor results. Everything is broken. Every element of our team is broken. You look at the players on the field, they have lost confidence. You look at the coach on the sidelines, he has lost confidence because of how his players have been playing. And his lack of confidence showed in the match against Inter, where he pretty much gave up. Arrigo Sacchi talked about this before, after the match. Pioli gave up. He gave up on the match against Inter before it even kicked off. The way he lined up his players playing basically 5 defenders, he gave up. He gave up from how Milan was confident in their 4-2-3-1 system with their attacking options. He was more concerned about not conceding. You don't win games if you make sure that you're not conceding. You win games by making sure that you defend well and you score well. Pioli gave up on that at the conclusion of the before the match against Inter even kicked off. So you look at the players, that's broken. You look at the coach, that's broken. And what a lot of the times can happen is through your management and your ownership group is they can offer that extra spark. Remember what happened after Milan had Leonardo coaching 2009-10? When Kaká had just left, Maldini had left, Ancelotti had left. Right after that one season that Milan finished 3rd, I believe, immediately Berlusconi. Now, Berlusconi's not somebody, especially in the last 10 years, is not somebody you're going to be complimenting too much. But immediately what Milan did was they brought Ibrahimovic in the summer market. They brought Rubinho in the summer market. They got an X-factor player like Kevin Prince Boateng in the summer market. Before you knew it, we were Serie A champions. Your management can fix your confidence issues by just making that one quality signing. All of Milan's downfall started to happen in the middle of January. There was more than enough time to make that X-factor signing. And here's the proof is in the pudding. Why? They tried to make that signing. Zaniolo was that signing. They tried to make that signing by bringing that guy on. They knew that if they bring this guy in, all of his form, his fitness, everything aside, it still would have added a little bit to the confidence of the team, knowing that we have a quality Italian, quality right winger, a position that we've been struggling in with Messias and Alexis Salamakis for the last 3 seasons. That X-factor signing would have been that guy. Now, it didn't happen. And so, going back to the original point, it's broken on all levels. Players are not feeling the confidence. Coach is not feeling the confidence. Management didn't instill that confidence in either of those 2 departments. Now, the return of Ibrahimovic can kind of be that X factor. I don't know if he's going to play today. I have a feeling he is. I think he's probably going to play the last 15, maybe 20 minutes. I don't know if it's going to stay 0-0 by then. Up until now, Milan hasn't looked the most likely to score. Both teams have had an opportunity to score. Both teams came pretty close to scoring, actually. So Ibrahimovic can possibly be that X factor return. But right now we're just straight up struggling and desperately needing something of quality. Now, if you guys are here, I appreciate you guys watching. Once again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Please make sure to like the video. It always helps push out the video to more people. I'm becoming better at asking for these things a little bit more. So once again, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button. It doesn't require a lot of work to do that, right, my friends? Now, let's go back to some of your comments. All right, there's a lot of comments to catch up on. What do you think Leao is worth this summer? With 1 year left on his contract, I think we should sell. I think Leao is probably worth somewhere around 100 million, possibly, but it depends on his performances. If his performances drastically drop, then he could drop down to like that 80 million mark. However, I had a conversation with Matisse from, he's a Chelsea fan. He makes content on YouTube under the name MAH. That's what his channel is called. I had a whole conversation with him about Rafael Leao because Chelsea were the only club, one of the main clubs that were interested in Leao. He flat out said, no chance that Chelsea is going to go for Leao anymore. No chance. So I don't know where Leao's future is. I don't know which club he's going to go to if there's any offers outstanding out there for him. And I don't know if it's going to be 100 million because the initial rumors 120, 150 million. I can't see that happening. I can't see even 120 million happening. I think somewhere around the 100 million mark is where it sits right now. Diaz out, CDK in. Absolutely agree with this. Diaz does offer that extra pace and that little zip in his performance, but today he's just been relatively absent. I haven't really seen him control the ball at all. So I would take him out. I'd put CD here. This is the first time that my stream has actually just died off in the middle. So we're back now. I don't think it really helps. I think a lot of people are probably annoyed that we're gone, but I'm back now, and here we are. Hold on, let me just message in the comments. Just there we go. All right. So, getting back to things, I don't know what we're at. Obviously, a lot of people left. I don't expect people to stick around watching an empty screen and nothing. But anyways, let's just connect my headphones to the game. Let's get this going. It's kind of interesting to go live and do these things, right? Like, you have these technology issues that can come up, and I have no background in YouTubing or video content editing, anything. I just started this randomly out of interest. So watching the stream drop and die off and just like figuring out like, wait, what's going on? How do I solve this problem? I've never had this problem before. So it's kind of nice. Whoever stuck around, I really, really appreciate. You guys are amazing. So yeah, just so you guys know. So going back to some of the comments here, what were people talking about here? Let me see. The team looks done with football. Bring on CDK for Diaz. Yes, I agree. I think Diaz is not doing good. I'm just going to run through some of these comments a little bit quicker. Sorry if I don't focus on them enough. But yes, Diaz is not doing it, so we got to definitely replace him. I'd replace CDK or even Pobega. Interesting take, Mats. Oh, hi, Mats. Putting Pobega and Ronnie Milan. The player look lost in this formation. Still poor passing, slow movement. Team looks very off their game. I actually kind of agree with you here. It's just not how Milan usually plays. And I think maybe for the second half, we should revert back to how we usually play. I mean, Diaz playing on the right flank is just, it's just so bizarre because he just doesn't look like he fits there. He used to play behind the striker in a three-man, attacking zone, and he's just not in that anymore. And Brahim Diaz is still coming back on. He's not putting CDK on anytime soon, from the looks of it. So Giroud should not play. He's tired. He should risk Origi, CDK at central attacking midfielder, center back Tau, Bronx. I don't know, guys. We need results. We need results. Dude, stop the excuses right from the get-go. This season, we haven't been playing well. Yeah, probably. We haven't been playing like champions, that's for sure. But we were sitting in second place before the World Cup started. I can't just say that, we were sixth place when the World Cup started. We were good enough to be in second place at that point in time. And suddenly now we're not. All right, let me just make sure that your entire chat is visible to me. Sorry, guys, for the technical issues. This is not something that I was prepared for. I don't even know exactly what happened here, but I think I'm going to have to change something here. In order to show your comments properly, I have to change a little link over here. Let's try and fix this thing right away. Okay. There we go. Now let's hope that this works. Let's test out with one of the comments here. Boom. There we go. It's working. How long till Ibrahimovic comes on? Hopefully soon. I mean, from the looks of it, might just be happening. I actually don't know the name, but I think that's one of his assistants, right? Has to be. Yeah, he is the assistant coach. But yeah, going back to how long till Ibrahimovic comes back on, probably I would say the 70th minute, 75th minute maybe. I don't think Ibrahimovic is going to get any more than 15 minutes sounds like a lot. I would think anything around like 10 minutes probably for him. Because anything more than that sounds a little intense to me to give to Ibrahimovic. There is such a drop-off in how people are feeling about Milan right now. I can just see it like in you guys and in the viewership numbers and everything, how it like just comes down whenever Milan's not performing well. The channel also started to go down. Oh, this is a dangerous shot on target for sure. That was blocked by from the looks of it, Malik Chow. Rodriguez from the cross from outside the box. Terrible cross. Didn't bother Milan at all. Remember, there was a time Ricardo Rodriguez was a Milan player and Theo Hernandez was not. Oh my God, Milinkovic-Savic is playing a dangerous game outside the box. Let's go, Brahim. Krunic. Alexis. This crowd, they never stop. They never stop. When I was watching them against Bologna, they did not stop. And just the way they try to motivate the guys, it's like you have to perform well for your own team and your own fans. Just that, the curva singing never stops, and it's just seriously something to watch. You feel it inside of you. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have gone to a Milan match, but you literally feel it through your body. The vibrations are just wild. It does look like Milan has kind of transitioned into a 4-2-3-1 right now, the way that the back line seems to be lined up. Torino back on the counter. Sandro Tonali try to stay on his man. Tonali's drop-off in form has also been pretty incredible to see. CDK's presence could make the difference today as Diaz is being pushed around by all Torino players. Yeah, he's just not doing really anything. He's barely been able to hold possession, barely made any right passes. Every time he's gotten possession, he tries to make too aggressive a run forward where this is what happens. He eventually gets fouled. And that's what happened right now too. Right now, he couldn't have done much about it, but it gets frustrating over time. I'm curious. Whoever says Giroud is our problem, I actually want to know why you think that, because it's any interesting take like sell Mike Maignan, Giroud's the problem. I want to know why you guys feel that, because I want to kind of get in your head and see what's going on there. This is AC Milan 2023 asking for a 41-year-old player to rescue us. Yeah, I mean I've repeated this multiple times that how good are you as a team if you need a 41-year-old player to come back and change your fortunes? Oh, that's a dangerous ball, but Kalulu does a pretty decent job getting back, helping out in attack and defense. Sorry. But yeah, right now we are depending on Ibrahimovic. That's true. What can we do? Pobega has this ball-busting bulldozer quality that the Torino defense would have trouble with. Plus, he used to be the right central attacking midfield in Torino's 3-4-2-1. Yeah, as I said when the match started and we started chatting together, was exactly that Pobega is an exclusion that I find relatively interesting today, because he started the match against Inter. Or did he? No, he didn't. Sorry, Macias played. But anyways, yeah. So I would have been a little bit more understanding of Pioli's decision to play Pobega today. Ibra instead of Giroud could be massive too, but it's a tough one too, as you've got to factor in that as good as Ibra is, he hasn't played in 9 months. Just coming back from a ridiculous injury at this age. It's just all questionable when it comes to Ibrahimovic and how much he's actually going to be playing. Are we affiliated with Monza? Galliani in the crowd. We're not affiliated with Monza, but I'll say two things about it. I'm not sure how long you've been a Milan fan for. If you have been a long time fan, then you know that Galliani used to be the CEO of Milan for, 30 years? So he just comes for a lot of games here and there. I think he just likes watching Milan play, probably scouting some of the players too. It's totally possible. The second thing with Galliani is that with Monza is that Monza's right next door to Milan. Again, I don't know if maybe you're Italian for all I know, but Monza is like a drivable distance from Milan. So I think it's just easy to come watch the games. And I think maybe Milan is playing Monza next match, aren't they? After Tottenham, I believe. So that probably could be it too, my friend. Now, we're good, obviously. Previously, winning 2 back-to-back UCL games, 4-0. The momentum was there. Yeah, that's true. I actually forgot about that. I was in Greece when that was happening. Yeah, 4-0, 2 wins against Salzburg, against Dinamo Zagreb. So, yeah, we're looking pretty okay. So, I don't know what happened. Bro, the Curva are insane for real. Yeah, absolutely. So much fun to be there and watch the game. Best player so far, Malik Tau. Can't disagree. That's a dangerous attack. Alexis Salamakers helps out a little bit. Dangerous cross in. Simon Kjær heads that away. Good thing is, maybe I spoke too soon. Good thing is our defense is looking relatively okay. But the bad thing is we don't look any more likely to score. Brahim Diaz. Diaz. Oh my God. Alexis made that run, bro. What are you doing? You're going back to Krunic in the middle of the park. Alexis is making a run on the right flank, completely unmarked. Theo Hernandez from the edge of the box. Theo Hernandez. That was a good ball back. That was actually not bad. Simon, come on, guys. Give me a win. I haven't seen Milan win. How long has it been? Let's go. Brahim. Krunic. I feel good right now, guys. I'll be honest. I feel good right now. Brahim. Tried to go for that one, but just not tall enough, I guess. Bring CDK on now, my friend. Bring CDK on. I think it's time. That almost fell for Rafael Leao. That would have been dangerous. But Torino are holding on to the ball now. 55 minutes in. Come on, guys. Let's make something happen. Center back with a crazy run. But Theo Hernandez gets the ball. No foul given. Brahim Diaz. Something could happen here. That's a good ball from Brahim Diaz. Olivier Giroud. This should be a goal, boys. Rafael Leao could have the ball. Leao! Leao! Oh. That's good. We need more. We used to do this all the time. Now it's a rare sight. That's the kind of counter you need. That was perfect decision making even from Olivier Giroud. The way he made that cross for Rafael Leao. A quick pass. That was exactly what we needed to do. So I'll take that. But bring CDK on now. Brahim Diaz is done, I think, for today. I think 60 minutes in, 65 minutes in, CDK is coming on. And let's just say it today. Probably something could happen from Charles de Ketelaere. We need something from Charles. Charles. All right, let's see this. I got the Milan virus from my family since late 90s. Oh, and here I was hoping we got a new Milan fan. Very hard to come by. I haven't heard anybody say, oh yeah, I became a Milan fan last year. It's like, no, that doesn't happen anymore. All right, so you've known about them for even longer than I have. So you know what I'm talking about Galliani. I'm being negative, but I did put money on Milan to win. See? Oh! Data with another save! I don't know if you could hear those neck cracks, but man, that's stress. It's called stress. No, we didn't score. I don't think we did. Olivier Giroud. Something there? No. Oh, that's a decent. Nice work, Olivier. Quick decision making. Theo Hernandez. Rafael Leao. Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz. Oh! It can't be one of those days. It can't be one of those days. It can't be one of those days. Oh, Giroud! Oh, how did that not go in, my friends? Those are the ones you need to go in. And you're right. There we go. At the end of the day, we can get upset at Milan all we want. We just end up putting our money on Milan. We're the problem. We're the fools here, right? We're addicted to this team. You know how much easier it would be to become a Chelsea fan right now? You know how many opportunities we got during the Bante era to leave this club and start following somebody else? It's the matter of the heart. Just got stuck here in Italy for some random reason. No, we did not score, exactly. I was lucky to become a Milan fan in 2012. Wow, my friend. And you stuck around? Nikola Krastev. That sounds like sounds like, you know, a Croatian or Serbian or Bosnian name. I don't know which one it is. I don't want to cause trouble here. But yeah, one of those. Let me know, Nikola, where you're from. Where are you from, my friend? You woke me up from your scream. Oh yeah, that was a worth it scream. I'm a Brighton fan. How are you enjoying De Zerbi's performances as a coach? You know, there was a lot being said about him beforehand. He's had 9 teams in the last shot from outside the box. Kalulu. Oh, not Kalulu. Sorry, Tata. Almost had that one. How many sponsors does Milan have on the shirt? Just trying to get that cash in. You're a Brighton fan. All right, yeah. Sorry, I asked you that question already. What do you think about your coach's performances? What do you think the future of Brighton is? Are you missing Graham Potter anymore? Seeing what's happening in Chelsea and seeing what's happening in Brighton? Torino with the corner kick. This has to just keep this out, boys. Good defense. Clear that tail. All right, that's a foul. I actually became a Milan fan last year. Lisa. Is that your actual name, Lisa? Welcome. Usually it would be a good time to be a Milan fan, but... Oh, so you did get to watch... Oh, last year. When you say last year, you mean 2022. Was that after May 2022, after we won the title? Because that's been a little bit of a torturous time. But if you became a fan before, that was worth it. It is Bulgarian, of course. I said Serbia, I said Bosnia, I said Croatia. I just forgot about Bulgaria. What do you think of Serginho Dest? A lot of people who've been watching my videos for the last year and a half, that's about the time that I've been making content, is they'll probably notice that I'm a very patient guy with the players. I don't get very quick. Oh my God, that's a dangerous... They've completely opened them up. Kalulu, someone has to help out. Oh my God, that should have been a goal for Torino for sure. What was this? And how come Milan got caught up like that? How can you play a 3-man back line and get caught up like that? How do you get a 3-man back line and get caught up like that, guys? Come on. This match is so dull. Wow. Yeah, it is a little dull. That's why I'm trying to spice it up by being a little bit louder than usual. But yeah, Serginho Dest, I actually didn't mind him. I was patient with him. Theo Hernandez from across from the right flank. That might go to someone if he can keep it in. Brahim Diaz. No, that was Alexis, sorry. Alexis and CDK look the same. If you look at it from a distance, you can't tell if CDK was subbed on or not. But yeah, I didn't mind him, but some of his performances, I think especially against, who did he play against that was really bad? In the Champions League, I think Serginho Dest just put in some bad performances. It's just frustrating to watch him play that way, and I think Pioli also lost faith in him. And Serginho Dest was always supposed to be the backup to Alexis Salamakers and Davide Calabria. And Florenzi, sorry. I don't think Dest was ever the prime option over Calabria or Florenzi for that matter. It's just because of Calabria and Florenzi's injuries that Dest got the time, and it just hasn't looked that good. I mean... yeah, didn't fit in. That's the thing. Oh, we got Boris as well, who's another Bulgarian. So we do have a free kick here. Sorry, I didn't notice this. I thought that the ball was out, but Milan did get a free kick out. That 2012 era was the worst times. Yeah, Banter era. Absolutely. Good times. Sandro Tonali. Teo Hernandez. Teo. Rade Krunic. Teo from the right flank. Cross that ball in. Teo. Olivier. Giroud goal! Thank you. Don't be offside. Let's go. Oh my God. I can see stars. Yes, please. Now hold on to this, boys. Oh, I did see some goal comments. Let's go, Olivier. That frustration that you can see in Olivier, that speaks volumes. He's not offside, right? Oh, no, he's not offside even close. That's a clean goal. Let's go. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go. Just from that goal, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. In the celebration of the goal, if you want to express your happiness, just click on that like button and give a little bit of love to the channel. Oh God, thank you. Let's go, Olivier. At the end of the day, it had to be the French combo of Teo Hernandez and Olivier Giroud. At the end of the day, it had to be the World Cup finalists, Teo Hernandez and Olivier Giroud. Teo made that cross, right? I think he did. I'm going to come back to your comments, I promise. Just need to breathe. I legitimately yelled so loud I could absolutely see stars, and that was quite a trip to space. Let's go, boys. At the beginning of the match, at the beginning of the live stream, I said, the last time that Milan wore this green jersey, I was in Milan watching them play Bologna. And one of the goal scorers was Olivier Giroud, and the other goal scorer was Rafael Leao. And CDK assisted that goal for Rafael Leao. So let's hope 65 minutes, 70 minutes in, we bring Rafael Leao, we bring CDK on. Let's hope it's a double, a repeat, a little deja vu of my last time at Milan, and we can go home with some 3 points that we desperately need. Winless in over a month, the Rossoneri. We might have something today, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's just celebrate this together. Let's hope that this actually happens and goes through. Sorry. Yeah, it was Teo. Fantastic ball. Put CDK on and Adley on now. Yeah, Adley, it's okay. Let's wait. Let's wait. I wouldn't overreact. How does Brighton do it? Yeah, they keep losing their key players and they keep doing well. Yeah, surprising. I mean, I think they're in Champions League contention. No, not Champions League, but they're in certainly in Europa League contention and sitting ahead of Liverpool and Chelsea. But then again, who isn't? Goal. Yes. You almost spoiled it for me. Good thing I didn't see your comment. I was a massive El Shaarawy fan and was devastated when he went to Rome. Roma, the Mohawk was legendary. Yes, El Shaarawy, same here. I mean, after Pato and Kaká, there was no other option but to become an El Shaarawy fan. So I was a big fan too. Crazy story. I met him in Toronto. I literally, he didn't speak a lot of English, but I had a little chat with him when he came to Canada. The Milan squad came to Canada, and it was nice to see Shaarawy. I have a couple pictures with him that I haven't really shown you guys, but I could. Saul Goodman, goal. Yes. I became a Milan fan around 2013, so I'm patiently waiting to see Milan lift the Champions League trophy, but I'm patient, yes. One of my first ever matches was watching Milan play the Champions League final of 2007, so I saw the highest of the high, and then things went down. Nikola, my Bulgarian friend, goal. Giroud, finally, yes, vamos. Absolutely. The fear of VAR, yeah, that was there, but then I saw that was not offside at all. Feel like screaming but can't wake up the missus. That's okay, man. I'll scream on this stream for everybody out there, whoever is at work or something. I know, right? This is what I said. Teo Hernandez's form with blonde hair was very different, so I'm just glad he has his blonde hair again, makes that cross, gets Giroud that goal. Even Giroud's form with the blonde hair was fantastic, so who knows? Maybe the whole team should color their hair blonde. We can put a blonde wig on Stefano Pioli. I'm starting to smile just a little bit. Yes, I think we can all feel that smile creeping in a little bit. But I'm looking at how Maldini's interesting. Like, he's actually talking to Masada about how the team is performing and operating. And it's just fascinating to watch an absolute magician at work. When Theo colors hairs, performances, yes, performs better. I rode a motorbike 50 miles from work to come home to watch Milan win. Freezing temps, lane splitting. Jeez, all right, take it easy, my friend. Careful there. I watched Milan versus Sampdoria early in the season and was so painful seeing CDK score just for it to be disallowed. Yes, I remember that match where his goal was disallowed. Here we go. Theo Hernandez from the left flank. Is something going to happen again? Remember where Pato was dating Berlusconi's daughter, Barbara? Yeah, Barbara Berlusconi. Now she's married. He's married. So please don't. Please don't celebrate before the game is over. But right now it's looking good. I'm actually not that opposed to sometime soon Stefano Pioli bringing on Ibrahimovic. I think it will actually take a decent bit of the zip out of Torino's, I don't care if he's 41. I understand he's 41. Get it. But for some reason, he still instills a confidence in his teammates and a degree of fear in the opposition. So I'd use that for sure right now. Yes, some people are making a return back in the comment section, enjoying the goal. Yes, we score. You did ask if we scored earlier. We didn't, but this time it's true. We did score, my friend. I think get some rest. Hopefully the boys have this now, but it's still a very slender margin lead. 1-0 is really nothing. I mean, what can we really say about a 1-0 lead with this Milan team? Remember against Roma? So layout from the left flank. Nothing comes out of that. Goes out for a goal kick. Torino are making a few changes now. They realize about 20 minutes. Gabbia. Oh my God. Stefano, please don't go too defensive. Please don't go too defensive. Just make a straight like-for-like change. Please don't go too defensive. I'm already a little bit annoyed about the substitution that Pioli's making. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's a little bit frustrating to see that, but it is what it is, I guess. Brahim is the substitution I would make. So taking Kier off, now you take a lot of experience off. You put Gabbia on, now you have Kalulu, who's reliable. You have Malik Tau, who's reliable but new. And you got Gabbia, so this is going to be I'm very surprised by this move. He must have a lot of faith in Gabbia to just put him on like that. Especially for that kind of a switch. It actually shows how much confidence Pioli suddenly has in Malik Chow, which is a good thing. Lovely work, Malik. He's good. He's good, guys. He's good. But my pick would have been take Brahim off, put CDK on, bring positivity to your team. Go for that second goal. It doesn't have to be a, If I go to the browsing tab and I see some of the comments here, I am curious to see what people are saying about this. Effing scored. Sabrina's happy. See, this is what I'm talking about. We need a sub to add to this energy. But we actually go the other way around. We take freaking Kier off and Gabia on. No, you take Brahim off and put CDK on. Add some positivity to your team. Try and get that second goal. Don't try to just defensively tighten up only. Leao. Dangerous ball, but cleared out. Malik Tau. Pass back to Tata Rushano. Well, Simo's not happy about Zlatan not warming up, so I have to agree with this. Very happy with Malik Chow's performance, absolutely. Here's the big man, if you haven't already seen him. Civito posted this. It makes no sense to give space to social rumors. Pioli, he's not under discussion. We changed module to find our solidity. Until the game against Salernitana, we were in line with last year's performance. Exactly. So that's what I've been saying for a while. Milan is not going to be firing Stefano Pioli. It's not on the cards right now. If we have a terrible February where we lose to Torino, lose to Atalanta, have a terrible performance against Tottenham, then there's some consideration for it. But right now, after the match against Inter, there was no chance of Stefano Pioli's job being at stake. And after today's result, especially if we can pick up the win, those rumors really die off. And it's a much, much needed win. Oh, that's dangerous from Kalulu. My God, why didn't Tata Rushanu come to grab that? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe he shouldn't have, but my immediate reaction was, Tata, come get it. A lot of comments. That's a dangerous corner kick. That's a lovely corner. Oh my God, that was a goal for Torino if that just been a little bit off. Who was on him? Tonali was on him. Hits with the back of his head. And I think it was Tonali's head. It would have been an own goal if that went in. My God, that would have been in. Or was it Carmo? Brahim goes out to Kalulu. Brahim has been so absent today. What are you trying to do? Just pass to a teammate, Brahim! Sandro Tonali. Why are these guys hugging the backline, the sideline? I don't understand this. Giroud, nice ball. He tried. Play some positive stuff to the middle of the park. Why are you guys just hugging the touchline? Gabia, come on, man. That's such a needless corner. Even the guy, the ball boy, sitting right in front of Torino's bench is just let out a huge sigh as to why. Why did that go out for a corner kick? Come on, guys. Don't stress me out, man. I can't even look at the screen because I don't know if you guys are going to comment and say that someone scored. 75 minutes in. Milan are up 1-0. Torino have a dangerous corner kick. Well, it's a corner kick. Always dangerous. But a needless one. Gabia should have never given this one. Tata Rushanu goes out for this. I don't know what kind of punch that was from Tata, but I guess it did the job. Let's get on the counter, Brahim. Pass the ball. Pass. Good job. Passes the ball out. This is Teo Hernandez can score a goal here. Who's that? That's a ball for Teo Hernandez. Teo! Oh, Teo! Oh, Teo! Oh, Teo! That was fantastic ball from Kalulu. Teo completely unmarked. Oh my goodness, he's from the penalty spot. That's an easy 2-0 tap in. That was easy. Lovely ball from Kalulu from the left flank. Of all things, the left flank. Kalulu is How versatile is that guy? How underrated is that guy? 450,000 euro signing. My God. The genius of Maldini, and then you see other things happen and you get frustrated with the ownership group. But that was one seriously genius move. Yeah, Gabia gave away that corner. I know, my friend. Frustrating for another game. Pioli doesn't utilize CDK properly. Exactly. Has to bring CDK on at some point. No? No, Hernandez. Tata's on fire. Tata's made a couple of good saves. Theo, no. Yes. Exactly. Good attack. No, Milan's definitely playing significantly better. The second half performance from Milan has been much more in line with how this team has been, when it's been at its best form. So this second half performance can help this team going into the Tottenham match for sure. My friend Lab Gorilla definitely has an earlier stream than us because you know all the breaking news before it even happens. There we go. There's CDK. I see him now. Hey, one request to you guys. If you have an earlier stream, please don't comment goal until you see me scream like a maniac. Because, it kind of like washes out my reaction then because sometimes I just end up seeing it there. So my one request, if someone scores, just keep it a little bit quiet for an extra 15 seconds until I go crazy. Then flood the comments with goal, goal, goal. CDK doesn't even speak the language. Yeah, but I think CDK, Brahim does come off, so. Remember how Jens Petter Auga was trying to learn Italian right when he would get on the flight after scoring all those goals that he was scoring? Got packaged like 3 months later to Germany. Now he's like, oh, Jesus, I got to learn German now. Nice work. Olivier Giroud. Giroud, this is a dangerous attack. Is he going to give that ball to CDK? Rafael Leao gets past one defender. Rafael Leao checks back. Oh, that's a corner kick. Good work, boys. That's what we are. That's who we are. Let's play like this some more. And let's get that second goal in. Let's go. What happened to us? It's a new month. Let's go again. Giroud has 11 goals this season? Wow. At his age, with the expectation we had from him, backup maybe at best, dude's got 11 goals. Pretty good. Sandro Tonali with the corner kick. Tonali. Milinkovic-Savic collects that. I really want something from De Ketelaere. That's a foul for sure. Imagine we bring in Ibrahimovic in the 85th minute. Right, 85th minute, Ibra, 5 minutes for you. De Ketelaere comes on. Passes that ball to Ibrahimovic. Goal. Oh my God. Morale, confidence, belief, everything goes up. No question. So let's just hope something like that happens. Let's just hope something like that happens. Late sub, he should have done that at 60th minute. I kind of agree with that. I see the future. Let's go, Charles. If CDK scores, I just hope he just clicks. Yes. I think I know what you mean, but yeah, I hope he just clicks too. Well, let's pay close attention to this comment too. All right, we're into the 80th minute now, guys. So we got 10 minutes to go here. Torino attacking from the right flank. Outside the box. This can be dangerous. Kalulu with the interception. That's a good interception. Charles De Ketelaere. Theo Hernandez was fouled for sure. Okay, he gives an earlier foul. Interesting. 81 minutes in now. Milan's up 1-0. I'm probably going to say this every 1 minute because this win is that significant, really. At the end of the day, let's be real. We're not Milan are not playing a bad Torino side. This is a 7th place Torino side playing against a 6th place Milan squad. So a win here is important. Oh, Giroud with a decent dummy, but Leao did not read that at all. That ball falls to Theo Hernandez. Almost did. Got interrupted by his own teammate. Malik Chow. I don't know if it's Chow or if it's Thao. But if someone can let me know, that'll help. Because I keep calling him Chow. Tata. 82 minutes in. Milan up 1-0. Tata disposes that ball off for nobody really there. I feel we need another, yes, because what's going to happen in the last 5 minutes and last, including injury time, is going to be just an all-out attack from Torino, and that's something that, considering we've taken Kier off and we got Gabbia in our back line now, it's not something that gives me, the biggest amount of confidence and belief that we're good. Let's go, exactly. We got Novice Soul here. 1-0. Milan's winning right now. 83.5 minutes in. Still 1-0. Carmo with a pass out to the left flank. Radonjic. This is someone was warning us about this player, right? Someone commented exactly that. Right here. Right? So now that is the exact player who wins a corner kick for Torino in the 84th minute. And that's dangerous. Torino with the corner kick. Tata Luciano. Oh, he almost came out to collect that. Good thing he didn't. Clearance from Malik Chow. Probably, just gets cleared and recoup, I guess. Regroup, sorry. Ilanisti, we're now 84 minutes in. Milan's up 1-0. We just got maybe about 10 minutes left. So I'll hold off on announcing the time every minute, but we probably have about 10 minutes left. I'd say that I'd add another maybe 4 to 5 minutes of extra time for sure. Radonjic has come on the left flank for Torino, and he's been pretty heavy on Alexis Salamakers. That should go out. Nope, doesn't go out. Sandro Tonali pushes that out for a throw-in. Ibrahimovic not even warming up. No Ibra today. Definitely no Ibra today. He hasn't even warmed up. So definitely no Ibra today. Just that psychological figure, just put him on the bench, put him in the uniform. Maybe Torino will believe that he'll come on at some point, which, only matters so much. These are top quality teams. So, but no Ibrahimovic today for sure. If there was any chance of him coming on, he would have been warming up by now for sure. Leao, Deketlare. Clears that out. Hard to tell between Alexis and CDK right now. He brings Origi on. Interesting. So Milan is bringing up a little bit more defensive help with Davide Calabria. Probably going to replace Alexis Salamakers. Possibly even revert to a maybe a 5-man backline. Yeah, possibly. With Theo Hernandez in the back alongside Malik Chow, Gabbia, Kalulu, and Calabria. So a 5-man backline probably is what Milan's going to revert to. Take Alexis Salamakers off. Origi's going to come on. I think the obvious thought would be that Giroud comes off, but it could even be Leao. It's possible. No, 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 not Calabria. No, yeah, I mean, it's going to be him for now from the looks of it. Giroud passes that out. Alexis Salamakers from the right flank. Doesn't pass that to CDK. Alexis gets in the box, gets out of the box, runs away from the box, passes it to Theo Hernandez. Theo, turn around. Why are we running towards our own goal? Theo. Just Milan's just trying to dictate possession right now. They just want to hold on to possession, not give them a sniff at all. Because we were inside Torino's box and somehow we just dribbled our way back to our own box. Kalulu goes out to Alexis. To CDK, sorry. Krunic to Giroud. Nice ball from Krunic. Good first touch. Theo Hernandez. Pass out to Leao. No. Theo. Goes out to Sandro. Sandro makes that run. That should be Milan ball. It is. No, it's not. So we got 3 changes coming in. Davide Calabria, Divock Origi, and Pobega. Who does Pobega come on for? Krunic, I would think? Oh, Tonali. Wow. Okay. Not Krunic. Pioli loves Krunic, eh? Absolutely is going to give him all the time in the world. Tonali comes off. Pobega comes on. A little bit of defensive presence. Giroud comes off. Origi comes on. Partners up with Rafael Leao. Calabria comes on. Alexis Salamakers comes off. Not bad, actually. I'm a little bit surprised that he made so many changes in the 88th minute, but because there's barely any time left, but they do understand that Torino is going to go all-out attack now. They are going to put a lot of force into their attack. If the scoreline stays the same, it's a good win. It's an important win. It's not a very convincing win, but it's something. We need the 3 points. Right now, our goal has changed. It's not the Scudetto anymore. It's trying to get back into the Champions League, make it to the top 4, and any 3 points counts, guys. When it comes to making top 4, 3 points count, no matter how they come about. So, here we go. I like how you're just letting us know of the odds changing. So, getting worse and worse for Torino. But did it change since Calabria came on? Let me know. If we can hold on to this lead, these 3 points are a step in the right direction, even though it does not solve our problems right now. Exactly. Yeah, pretty much what I was saying without seeing your comment. That's what it is. It's doesn't solve the problems. It's not the solution. It's not the answer that we were looking for. A 3-0, 4-0 drubbing of Torino would have been that answer. But right now, we'll just take the 3 points. And let's be real, it hasn't happened yet. We still got maybe 4 or 5 minutes left in this, so we don't even know what's going to happen still. Let's see how much added time there's going to be from the ref, but slowly progressing. I'm a big fan of CDK, but we need a bit more effort from him right now. He's lacking a bit of energy as a sub. Yeah, if it's flipped the other way around, when CDK comes off and Brahim Diaz comes on, there's an immediate electric, whatever you call that, little spark that comes through the team. You can feel. But when CDK comes on after Brahim Diaz comes off, you don't feel the exact same way. But I'm still happy CDK is getting some time. I wish he got a little bit more time because at the end of the day, he's being brought on in the 80th minute he brought him on. So it's like even CDK's confidence is going to be lacking a little bit. Like, my coach didn't believe in me in the 60th minute. He just wants to give me 5 minutes right now. But anytime you get a chance, you have to be ready. We got about 5 minutes of added time. Giroud's sitting outside. What is he drinking? I'm actually curious. What is that? Looks like Coke, which I don't think it is. Torino back on the counter. We got about 3.5 minutes left. That's a good ball for Caramo. Malik Chow stays on him. Lovely work, Malik. Fantastic work. Oh, yeah, exactly. So we are playing Monza next match in a week. Radonjic wins another corner kick. He's been dangerous since he's come on. And now Davide has to mark him on the right flank. So he's going to get an opportunity for sure to help his team out. We got about 3 minutes left. Please don't break my heart. Oh, Milinkovic-Savic was out all the way up there for the corner kick? That's pretty aggressive from Torino. Two and a half minutes to go, guys. Kurva Sud's still singing loud. Malik Tau has been very good. Very good. He's having one of that Kalulu moment where, and even in the first half of the season, it's not just recently. The first half of the season, whenever he was used as a substitute, he really did a great job. Couple of very important blocks, I believe, against Roma, or was it Lazio, in back-to-back matches. So Malik Tau has really shown that he has some quality that Milan can bank on. I think if Fikayo Tomori and Kalulu were fit, or Kalulu is fit, but if Fikayo Tomori was fit and Simon Kjaer was fit, we probably would stick with our four-man backline, play Davide Calabria on the right, and play Kalulu and Tomori in the middle. But the fact that something is happening, I think some injuries are happening. I think it opens up opportunities for some guys, and if they take it, something can happen. And if they don't take it, like someone like Pobega, or, well, CDK for that matter, makes things more difficult. One thing is for sure, we're 1 minute away from full time. It's a hard-fought win. Took a lot of work. Took a lot of chances. Torino did not make this easy for us. And really, that's the key right now, is that maybe I'll talk about it after the game is over. "40 seconds away from full time. Calabria with the throw out to Divock Origi. Is he going to win a corner kick? Can he win a corner kick? That looks like that was a corner kick. Yeah, that was a corner kick for sure. That should do it, guys. That should really do it right now. CDK. There we freaking go. A Milan team that has desperately been waiting. A desperate side, winless in the past 1 month. One solitary win in all of 2023. 3 losses in a row in Serie A. Finally gets something back. A performance that is, without a doubt, does not give you an immense amount of confidence, an immense amount of belief, but it's 3 points that the team can absolutely use. It's 3 points that the team can use simply because of how the past 1 month has been. And it's something that the team was desperately waiting for. We're all desperately waiting for this. You have Teo Hernandez come back with the blonde hair, assist that goal for Olivier Giroud. Once again, it's Olivier Giroud, the marksman, who's able to get that ball in the back of the net and get the goal for Milan, get the 3 points. I mean, it's not one. You can tell it in the crowd. You can tell by the mood. You can tell by the way the players are celebrating. There's not a lot of smiles. There's not a lot of big reaction. They did a little small jog You know, usually they start all the way from halfway point, or seriously from about halfway point, and run all the way to the curva. This time around, they just did a little jog and jumped because they realized that they've disappointed the fans. They've completely fallen off. But at the same time, they realize the importance of these 3 points. And some of the best fans in the world, the curva is letting them know. Even before the match kicked off, there was a lot of singing about Pioli's on fire. Still, Pioli had to acknowledge them and clap and thank them. And to some degree today, the 11 guys on the field repaid Milan fans a little bit, got the 3 points. I don't know what's going to come from this because the next match is against Tottenham, sorry. But it's one of those things where you just need one win to take you to that level, and you really hope that this is going to be it. Now, honestly, I'm just literally just trying to breathe right now because this has been tiring. Going all these lives and not getting anything out of it, as in, you know, the team's always kind of making you feel sad. So if we kind of go through the starting lineup here and see the kind of ratings these players were given, once again, if you look at it, Cyprian Tatarusanu with a second decent performance after he was repeatedly the person who was ridiculed and criticized for performing the way that he has been, and he has been a liability in goal. I think it is important to acknowledge, even in the comments, it's important to acknowledge that Tatarusanu has put in 2 decent performances, once against Inter and today against Torino. Made some relatively important saves. At least 1 or possibly 2 goals that Torino could have scored if Tata wasn't there to stop them. So clearly the rating also reflects that there is an appreciation, acknowledgement of what he's done. So Tata gets that. Kalulu, according to this website, is a man of the match. According to these guys, for me, I think it has to be Olivier Giroud. But again, one reliable center back that we've had, Fikayo Tomori, with the injuries. Simon Kier picked up an early yellow card, was substituted in the second half. But Kalulu helps the team out in defense, helps the team out on the right flank. He offers that versatility to be able to become a right back and just launch some attacks from the right. And at one point in time, he should have really had an assist today. And that pass that he made from the outside of his right foot to Theo Hernandez, that should have been a relatively easy tap in for maybe an informed Theo or a higher confidence Milan team, higher confidence Theo Hernandez. That would have been a goal and an assist for Kalulu. So, fantastic performance from Kalulu. Simon Kier, to me, was slightly less reliable, although he did have 2 very important interceptions on Torino's attacks. I think one of them was could have easily have been a goal, but Kier kind of slipped and, you know, made it worse than it needed to be. So Kier, to me, was okay. But serious big ups, guys, to Malik Thiaw. Serious big ups, because if we had Malik Thiaw off and Gabia on, I don't know. I mean, you don't want to play that game of, you know, how can we possibly tell, but something tells me that Gabia's performance in this match wouldn't have been the level that Malik Thiaw's has been. He has to become, if Milan, I don't know if they're going to stick with this 3-man backline. I don't know if we're just doing this in preparation to play Antonio Conte's Tottenham, because that's kind of how he plays. We have a 3-man backline now for some reason. And that third backline player has to be Malik Thiaw. So, you know, again, compliments in the comment section for Malik Thiaw for sure. Let me see what you guys have to say here, and then I'll go through the rest of the team. Finally, first half we lacked attacking ability, but in the second half we looked more like... Comment disappeared. We look more like the team that we really are. We just kept on being relentless, always putting pressure onto Torino's defense. That's the thing. The first half of Milan was more in line with the January of Milan, and, you know, whatever the 2 performances against Inter were. The second half performance from Milan was much more in line. Now, keep in mind, you're attacking towards the curva. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but it still makes a little bit of difference. When they're playing against the curva, that performance that they put in the second half, significant improvement, a much better team, much more cohesive unit, much more convincing. You actually had the belief that, you know what, maybe we'll just manage to pull something off. Multiple opportunities on that side. And really, if you look at it, a 1-0 scoreline probably could have been 2-0 for sure. So a decent performance in the second half for sure. Congrats, guys. Thank you for sticking around, whoever's been here. Defense was superb today, yeah. And I think one of the consistent pieces for that has to be Malik Chow. That's one of the reasons why. Spurs are not going to be easier. Nope, for sure. Good win. Great watch along. Vamos, Milan. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate. I did take down your idea. Sell, bench, start. And definitely going to try and put some a video together about that. So appreciate it from a late 90s Milan fan. This was a really good victory. It was a very important one, right? That's what we can say. I don't know if the performance was really the best, but we needed the 3 points. Sometimes, I always say, do your best and leave the rest, and that's kind of what happened. Finally, we can build on this. We didn't concede a goal. Exactly. A clean sheet, a win, a goal for Olivier Giroud, our striker. Very important, a clean sheet for our goalkeeper, Tata Rushanu. And 3 points. This is normal. It's one game after the next. We need to take it one after the other. Exactly. Just take it one game at a time. Chow was man of the match. Big saves today from Tata. Exactly. Chow may need to become a defensive starter. His presence and stature acted as another... Exactly. I mean, if you look at the way he performed against Lukaku at Inter. Now, Lukaku hasn't been what Lukaku was 2 seasons ago. So, I'm not making a comparison there. But remember when Romagnoli and Simon Kjærte marked Lukaku? You can tell that there's a difference in capability and confidence and really stature. He's a tall, big guy, so he really can be a solid quality defender. So Malik Chow has really been a revelation right now, and let's just freaking hope that this is how it stays. Let's give some love to Tata. Exactly. Thank God Pioli added Chow in the UCL list. Yes, that's true. So Malik Chow is probably going to get the start on Tuesday against Tottenham. There's a very good chance. I don't know what's going to happen against Tottenham. I just thought about that. I just thought about Malik Chow playing against the Tottenham attacking line, and they have some decent players. I think the first match is in Milan, so that gives me a little bit more belief that the first match is against at the San Siro, but still. To me, the flops of this match will be Leao to an extent, Tonali, who just looked a bit lost, and Kira a bit scruffy. Important. Let me know your flops for this match, because I am curious to know what you guys think. But yeah, I think putting Leao in there is not really that unreasonable. That's pretty fair. Definitely putting Tonali in there is fair, because Sandro Tonali, don't know what's going on with this guy. Just doesn't seem like the same player that he was about 10 matches ago. He just doesn't, and we need that from him. If any chance in the Champions League to be able to get to the next round, you need your center midfield to be firing, especially what looks like the absence of Ismail Benacer. Tonali has to be twice as good, and he's not even really his own level right now, so that's concerning. No Vronks in this game is an abomination, I understand. I don't know where he would really have put him. Maybe instead of replacing Pobega with Tonali, would have put Vronks in, but I can't, honestly, I'm not too mad at the decision that Pioli made here. I'll be honest. I think Pobega was the right pick, especially considering that he was playing a former team in Torino. So I'm not too mad at this. Chow was a beast, absolutely. How hasn't Chow started sooner? He's our best center back. He's definitely been pretty good, and I think he didn't start because we didn't have problems, right? I mean, okay, so for the first half of the season, we still had defensive issues. We were conceding goals much more frequently. Fikayo Tomori's performances were very different this season compared to the previous season, so you might have a little bit of a point. I think what Stefano Pioli probably saw was that, hey, if Tomori's not playing well, Kalulu has always been pretty okay, but if Tomori's not playing, I'm not going to drop him. I'm just going to keep trying to play him because he's won us a Scudetto. He was a crucial player in getting us that trophy, so I'm not going to just drop him because of 8 bad games. That's pretty much why Chow didn't get a chance. But whenever he did in the first half of the season, 2 games in a row, as I already said, I'm going to repeat myself, he made 2 very important defensive interceptions, defensive blocks. Very important. I think one was against Verona and one was against Lazio or Roma, one of those. And that makes you realize that he's always had that quality. And now, because of injuries, he's getting that opportunity as well. And because Gabia's form has gone down. That's kind of why he's, didn't start sooner, but I'm just happy he's back. Or a center back is back. When Fikayo comes back, we should switch to a 4-man back line with Fik and Chow as center back, Kalulu as right back. Wow, you almost stumped me there. I actually can't disagree with that. I think it might offer us a little bit more defensive presence on the right flank compared to what Calabria has been. And we'll also still have the attack because Kalulu is pretty good in attack. So something to think about for sure. But My expectation is Kalulu and Fikayo Tomori are going to be the center backs, and Davide Calabria is going to come back. I don't think Pioli's going to bench the captain for that long. I think he's going to play him because Calabria hasn't been okay. I don't want to say he's been too bad, but because he has been pretty bad. But something tells me that he's still going to stick with Davide Calabria unless his performances really diminish, which he did today. He played Alexis. But you also have to keep in mind, he probably rested Calabria today because he also wants him a little bit more ready for the match against Tottenham. So I think Calabria starts the next game, if anything. Alexis is actually not too bad as at right wing back. I agree. He wasn't bad today. I don't think he was all that great either. It was just one of those performances where you didn't feel like there was a hole on the field. I don't think he did more. He didn't do as much as he can because he's a pretty good attacking player. So might get Milan Spurs tickets for March. I don't know, man. I'm going to be in Asia in a week or in the next 10, 15 days at least. I wanted to watch Milan play Tottenham in Milan, but then I realized it's too cold there, so I'm not going to go anymore, obviously. But the March game was a little bit intriguing to me too. But let's see. I don't think I'm going to go. How bad can Adley really be if he can't make this team? That's what I'm saying. Adley was my surprise performer for this season. So it's a little bit embarrassing for me. If you guys watched my preview of the Serie A preview for this season, I had Uncle Sharma on and I think Matt Santangelo or Martino Pucci on, one of those guys. And I picked Yacine Adley as my surprise player of the season, and he's definitely surprised me, that's for sure. Not going to lie, this match was hard to watch. Also, someone needs to replace the grass at San Siro. I actually kind of liked the grass today. I thought it was nice and bright and looked good to me. Chow, 5 million plus 2 million in bonuses. If that move is, financially like this and his performances continue to stay the way that they have been, another genius defensive move from Maldini, that's for sure. I mean, we have to accept that. We win really, but I'm still not happy with Pioli. We scraped a win today. We didn't dominate, take control, absolutely ruthless, no chance of conceding, only ready to score goals. It wasn't that kind of performance. We did look pretty good defensively, fortunately, but in attack, we just weren't very convincing. And there's a direct correlation between Milan not looking very convincing in attack and the form that Rafa Leao has. Since Leao has been down in his form, Milan just hasn't looked as convincing in attack. So Leao definitely has to pick this up. Before I run to the other comments, again, guys, thank you for joining. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And again, please hit the like button. I don't want to keep asking over and over again, but it's a little bit of something you can do for the channel that really goes a long way. Apparently gets pushed out to more people. That's what the YouTube analytics shows us. So once again, just a little reminder. Now, going back to the next comment. That stadium is in its final days, probably in verse. Yeah, that's the thing. I saw a video about the San Siro actually probably proper crumbling. There were parts of the pillars that were shaking really dangerously. So my friend, whoever wanted to watch Milan go play Tottenham, maybe stay away from the San Siro for now, because I don't know what's going on. Has to be a safety issue. Really enjoyed the watch along. Thanks for the conversations. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining for sure. Start Chow, bench Tomori. I don't know, my friend. That's a tough one. Start Chow, bench. I don't think they're going to bench Tomori. I think that would be a little bit too quick. Just my opinion. You're not wrong. Hopefully it will be gone soon. Not sure who you're referring to. Alexis was key in this match, actually playing in this position. I don't know about key, but he definitely was reliable. For sure. If we had Calabria, maybe it would have been a little bit different. Not as much attack on the right flank. Alexis does offer that quickness that Calabria just doesn't. And I'm always happy with that. Leao was disappointed. I can see in the comment section a lot of people who are, unhappy with Leao's performance. I totally hear that. Tonali overnight just forgot how to play football. This is exactly one of the sharpest decline since the World Cup. Like, Leao's form has dropped, right? Whatever. Form drops. Comes and goes. Tonali might be one of the few players that just seems to be making the most wayward and random passes that are going to nobody. Nobody's in that area. Nobody's in that zone. He makes a lot of one-touch passes that are just completely off. And sometimes I am watching Tonali, and especially in the absence of Benacer. We need quality in our central midfield that we just absolutely don't have right now. So seriously, let's just hope that Sandro Tonali can pick it up. But I'm not very optimistic right now. We definitely need Benacer back. We're one game ahead, but let's have a look at the table and just love that UCL spot for a moment. I mean, since you since you said that, I am actually going to go and I'm going to quickly go here and I'm going to open up the table just so we can have, more of a discussion and see what's exactly going on in the table for Milan. If we go into Serie A standings, switch the screen, say one-man production, guys. So just, there we go. So since you brought up the table, let's take a look at the table. All right, so right now Milan sits in third place with a game in hand. None of the top teams have played their 22nd match of the season, just Milan. We were sitting sixth place now alongside Torino, who were 7th. Now we've jumped to third place at 41 points. I'm just happy to see that we won and we're at least back in some type of contention. Now, the teams that we are trying to escape essentially are Roma, Lazio, and Atalanta. Roma, Lazio, and Atalanta, and I guess Inter, but Inter are ahead of us. So who does Roma play? So Roma plays Lecce. Okay, so away from home, so it can be a little tricky. Atalanta plays Lazio. So here's the good news, everybody. Let me, since, we just pulled this up, let's quickly discuss this good news. The good news, if you see the table right now, Milan will be in the top 4 at the conclusion of the 22nd round. How far will we be from this table? It looks like if Lazio plays Atalanta, if Lazio wins, they go ahead of us, so Milan will drop to 4th place if Roma also gets the right result. Anyways, I think we get the point. So there's a good chance that Milan stays in the top 4. There's no guarantee, actually, now that I look at the table, because Roma has a game too. So Roma plays Lecce, and Lazio and Atalanta played each other. So at least we get a little bit of a gap from these teams. But that doesn't mean that our next game isn't going to be any harder. So we have, what kind of stretch does Milan have? So the next matches that we're playing now. So next up for Milan is Tottenham. But if we just look at Serie A, we're playing Monza. That's going to be tricky away from home. Anything right now for Milan is tricky. But we are away from home. Then we play Atalanta at home. Again, another not an easy match. Then you play Fiorentina away from home. Again, not an easy match. So we're going to go through a stretch where we're going to get tested. That's the reality. This is not going to get any easier. We're going to get tested. Who's winning versus Milan? Tottenham, Milan. I would say, how honest do you want me to be would be my question, actually. Right now, guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Do you guys think Milan has a chance of beating Tottenham? The only thing that I can kind of go with is Tottenham themselves have been hit and miss to some degree this season. There's a lot of criticism that is being placed on Antonio Conte. And that to some degree tells me that, just maybe we can hope at least. I am trying to go back into this and just kind of check out quickly Tottenham's own recent record. They're not even in Champions League contention in their own league. In the past 5 matches that they've played in the Premier League, or in the past... So their past 5 matches in the Premier League, they've lost 2 of those 5. So they've won 3 and they've lost 2. They lost against Arsenal 0-2. They lost against Manchester City. So really, who's going to win between these 2 teams? If I had to say something about that, I would say that because the match is at home, it's the first round of 16 match for Milan in 10 years, I believe, or 9 years. You just hope that we can squeeze something out of it. At this point in time, being how things have been, and we don't have Mike Maignan, I believe we won't go into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That's a very tough ask. And if we're not even confident in the first leg of the Champions League, I don't think we have much of any hope, because the first leg is actually at home. So if we're not even confident about winning on Tuesday, how can we be confident about winning over 2 games, and one being in England? So I think Tottenham is more likely to qualify. And I'm saying this on the live. When I make content specifically about Champions League and AC Milan, this is a secret between you and I, basically everybody watching and I. When I make content about Milan, just like a 10-minute video about the preview of the Champions League, I'm never going against Milan, ever. I'll always say Milan's going to win. I'll find some way to twist it around and just say Milan's going to win. That's a guarantee that I'm going to give to you guys. But between you and I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I don't think we're making it to the round. We're not making it to the quarterfinals. And I would be thrilled if we can get any type of a result on Tuesday. And by that, I mean a draw or a win. I really would be very happy. I mean, if we get a win, that's just so unexpected. Let me actually open up the betting app as well and see what kind of odds are being given to Milan right now. I don't know if somebody else did that or can let me know in the comment section. But I'm trying to open up the betting odds for Tuesday's match. And it looks like right now the prediction is that in the Champions League, round of 16, Milan has a plus 162 and Tottenham has a plus 162. Wow, they're not picking a winner. That's very surprising. Plus 162 for Milan, plus 162 for Tottenham, and plus 225 for a draw. So really, even the betting odds, those guys also don't know what's going on. And whoever said 50-50, by the way, good on you, because that's exactly what the betting apps are saying too. It's literally 50-50, plus 162 for both teams. So that's what I would say about Milan-Tottenham, really. I used to watch Adli in Bordeaux. I'm from there. Adli was just not that great. It would have made sense to loan him out this season because he's just useless on the bench. Probably. Hit the like button. Vamos. Caramba. Yes, I appreciate it for sure. Tonali looks very drained and unfocused. Would you let Leao go in the summer? I think we discussed this topic, so I won't talk about it all over again, but depends on the price and depends if Milan makes the Champions League or not. If we don't make the Champions League, Leao's out. Pretty sure. Was hoping for a Zlatan cameo, but his presence was enough to win. And do you think Milan can hold Spurs for a draw? I think one of the reasons why once we took that 1-0 lead and Pioli made certain changes and probably realized that Torino is unlikely to score a goal, I think Pioli probably just decided that, you know what, I'm going to keep Zlatan on the bench, not going to start him today, not going to warm up, but we'll probably bring him on for Tottenham. I think against Tottenham, Ibra could probably get maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I think Giroud is our main focal point. Could be some possibility Origi could start because Origi has the experience of playing in the Premier League. He's played Tottenham multiple times. So could be possible, but I think Giroud is our starter for the match against Tottenham. And can Milan hold for a draw? Yeah, absolutely. We can get a draw against Tottenham. Winning against them would be tough. Draw is something that I can actually see happening for sure. And losing also, unfortunately, is something I can see happening for sure. So, of course, as a Milan fan, I want us to win, but Tottenham is honestly winning. I don't want to say that. Since 2014 versus Atletico, yes, the last time Milan played a Champions League knockout match. As an Inter fan, I can say that Antonio Conte sucks in Champions League, so have some confidence, cousins. Well, that's very nice of you to say that, and I think that is kind of what Milan was banking on. When the draw was made and we wanted Tottenham, right? Milan's pick was, just get Tottenham or get, I think, who else was there? Not Benfica, but one of the other teams. I think Milan was saying, let's just get these guys, Porto or someone. Or Tottenham. Milan was different back then. We were a different team. We had belief. As soon as I saw that and I saw the form that Spurs were in, I was like, oh, you know what? There's something here. Something can happen. Milan can actually get out of this, possibly make it to the quarterfinals. Our own form is gone. Antonio Conte sucks in the Champions League, but right now, quite honestly, my friend, we suck too. That's the problem. But I'm happy some people have faith, unlike what I'm showing here to you guys. Oh, right. I forgot. Scratch that. Ibra's not even in the Champions League squad list. Yeah. This was one of the big criticisms that a lot of people were pushing towards Pioli was why not at least put him in the squad list? I just totally forgot about that. That was a criticism that I saw a lot on Twitter. Is why is he not on the squad list? At least put him in for that X factor. But I guess that's not really part of Pioli's way of thinking. All right, so we are approaching 2.5 hours now. I'm just going to quickly run through what's happening on one of the more exciting websites, which is Twitter. Let's see what people are talking about. And if there are any positive feelings towards what happened, let's see what Martino has to say. Maybe this will make Pioli realize the other youngsters need more faith. I think this is a point that we can kind of agree with. Giving an opportunity to Malik Chow, giving an opportunity to, well, he really only gave an opportunity to Chow, if we think about it. And I think that's Martino's point. His point is that since Chow is now performing well and we can see how good he's doing, hopefully he'll give Ronks a chance to. And hopefully he'll allow CDK to play 60 minutes and not just take him off after, 1 45-minute half when he actually plays pretty well, or, give him 15 minutes to play. All right. I don't know what's happening here, but just wanted to go back to Patrick Kendrick. Milan won't defend their league title, but winning ugly is a trait that all Champions League sides possess. Torino never looked like scoring, but a first clean sheet since November will be welcome. This comment is very important because this part is important. Right there. Winning ugly is something that teams have to do if you want to make top four. You can't always play beautiful football and get the perfect result and, always make it a 3-0 win with a clean sheet 5 in a row. Sometimes you just have to do what we did today, and that is what actually gets you into the Champions League. We're in a position where points are all that matter, and hopefully we can build this. Yeah, pretty much repeating what we've already talked about in this. And let's close it off with this one. Defense was rock solid. Tata was as well. Midfield was mediocre, and that attack needs a lot more. Hopefully we hit a stride. Yeah, so defense was good. Tata was good. Midfield was questionable because Tonali is not really doing anything. Can't really expect anything from Krunic. Let's be real. He's a role player. Attack is the problem. Leao hasn't looked the same. Brahim Diaz hasn't been doing much. CDK hasn't been getting much of an opportunity. And then Olivier Giroud is the only one who's really got us to 3 points today. So I think this is good enough. I think this is something that these guys put up today. Okay. So let me know your man of the match right here. For Martino, it's Malik Chow. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I do appreciate you guys joining for so long. I don't know if there's much else that I can show or talk about here. I'll definitely be making a preview video to the Champions League. And let me go back here. We'll beat Spurs because they're more deep in the mud than us on 2 legs. I mean, they are having a hard time right now. Sub Kush, yes, my friend, you missed the whole live and you're here now, but I mean, we did get the 3 points. That's something today. That win is not for me. No, it is. It's for all of us. We all have to own it. Ronks is on loan. Buy option is 12 million. Not sure about keeping him. I don't see that happening. Keep the formation, but CDK to start. So you're talking about the game against Tottenham. I don't know if there's much else to talk about, guys. I don't know if anything else happened. Just going back to the lineups. Yeah, let's just finish this up. Go over the team again. So we talked about the back line. We talked about the defensive side, kind of feeding off of Martino's point. Alexis Salamaker's getting an 8.1. That is a little bit surprising to me, but I think he was a reliable right back, more so than Davide Calabria has shown to be in the past matches. So I don't know. Do you think Pioli's going to keep Alexis as the right winger against Tottenham? I have a feeling he drops him and takes Davide on, because that would surprise me that he keeps him off. Actually, you know what? When I think about it, Alexis Salamaker actually has 2 goals in the Champions League. He scored in the first 2 Champions League matches for Milan. And at one point in time, he was the tied joint highest goal scorer in the Champions League alongside Erling Haaland. So maybe he is going to decide to play Alexis as a starter in the next match. The good thing is we got the 3 points, and there's some slight amount of belief that's coming back, hopefully. Tottenham match will dictate a lot. Krunic, reliable. I think in this, it says 7.9. Wow. Krunic with a pretty high rating for a role player, but this is what he was. As I said about, I think, Alexis before, these players played in a way that you didn't feel like there was a hole in that part of the field. You know, when Gabia plays, you feel like there's a little bit of a hole in the back line. When Tata Rushanu goal keeps ahead of Mike Maignan, at least in comparison to Mike, he was good today, you feel like there's a hole in our goal. So when Krunic and Alexis, the way that they played today, for me, my eye test was I just didn't feel like there was a liability in that part of the field. We were good. Tonali with a 7.0. I think Tonali really desperately needs to pick his game up, and I think everybody's kind of talking about that already. Theo Hernandez also, he hasn't been the same attacker as he usually is. And today he got that assist for Olivier Giroud, so he gets some confidence boost with his new hair. But Theo Hernandez is also a player who needs to up his performance compared to what it was before the World Cup and even really during the World Cup for France. So still a little bit left to be desired from this Milan team, but the general signs are pretty good, I think. Rafael Leao, the lowest rating, and this goes to Leao. I think that tells us a lot. As I said before, at the risk of repeating my point, there's been a absolute correlation in the drop of Milan's form and the drop in the form of Rafael Leao. And again, you can see that today. I don't know if the Champions League is going to be a place where he's going to play differently. What I do know is this. Premier League fans, probably even Premier League teams, I mean, obviously their assistants and their coaches are doing a certain job. They're professionals. They're watching Milan play. And I'm sure they all watched Milan play today against Torino. I'm sure the entire Tottenham squad was asked to watch today's match, possibly, to see how this team plays. And they probably would have gained some confidence from that. So I don't know how much of it they actually watch. I don't know how much Leao's poor form in Serie A will translate into the Champions League. He does have a larger than life in terms, comparatively for what Milan has had recently. He has a larger than life reputation right now. Everybody knows who Leao is. He's on all the pictures. He's talked about. He scored goals in the World Cup. He was the MVP. Won the title for Milan. Chelsea wanted him for 120 million. All of that is going his way. So there could be a little bit of a psychological thing amongst Tottenham players where they see him as that figure, like, oh, this is that guy. And hopefully that's something that allows him to up his performance. But if his performances against Chelsea are any measure for what's going to happen against Tottenham, because that was also a Premier League side, it's a little bit scary, but Tottenham themselves are not in the best form, as we've pointed out. They're not in Champions League. They're not in top 4 in the Premier League. They're, I think, sitting in 5th or 6th. And they're also hot and cold in their performances. And someone already commented, Antonio Conte in the Champions League is not what you want him to be. That's what Milan has to bank on. The fact that we got 3 points today and the fact that we're playing at home in the opening match. After not having played a round of 16 for 9 years, we play at home. That helps us. No question about it. So hopefully that translates into a better performance from Leao. I think Brahim Diaz is ridiculously overrated in this match. A 7.3 for Brahim just doesn't make any sense to me. I would not agree with that. I think Brahim was worse than Leao, to be honest. So I don't know what's going to happen in the last match. Let me know in the comment section. Brahim Diaz or CDK? Who starts against Tottenham for you? You want consistency? You want the guy that we're relying on a little bit more in Brahim? Or do you want to make that change and just give CDK a chance, but give him a chance in a Champions League match? We know how CDK performed against PSG. Scored a goal against our former guy Donnarumma at PSG in the last Champions League season. So he clearly has quality in those games. Should CDK start ahead of Brahim Diaz? And then there's Olivier Giroud up front. The goal scored, for me, the man of the match. He's the one who got the job done. Kalulu had a great performance, but for me, Olivier Giroud is the man of the match just because if it wasn't for his goal, if it wasn't for his header, those 3 points wouldn't have come. Malik Thiaw obviously is also one of the top 3 performers for today's match. Olivier Giroud, Malik Thiaw, and Pierre Kalulu. So in the comment section, let me know. I mean, should Milan be starting with Origi because he has that Champions League experience playing for Liverpool, playing against Tottenham multiple times? Or should we stick with Olivier Giroud, who actually also has a ton of Premier League experience, having played against Tottenham for probably a decade with Arsenal and Chelsea? We play on Valentine's Day. All right. Hopefully that has no impact on the boys. Leao flop, and we were pissed off he wasn't starting against Inter. Good point. I mean, what can you say? But I think that didn't make a psychological impact. So Leao has had poor performances for a few games now. He wasn't very good against Sassuolo. He wasn't very good. Well, he didn't even start against Sassuolo. And he was constantly being closed down by Sassuolo. Poor performance against, didn't really, again, play against Inter too much. And today also. So a few games that Leao's form has dropped, and that's obvious for everybody to see now. I'll keep him just to deal Son's pace. You're referring to which player? I think you're referring to Leao, maybe. CDK as central attacking midfielder on Tuesday. I think I agree with that. I think I would also go with CDK. All right, guys, we're 2 hours and 41 minutes in. Once again, I really appreciate you guys joining and staying here. No, we will not see Ibra on Tuesday. Someone just commented saying, wait, will we see Ibra on Tuesday? No, I made the mistake of saying Ibrahimovic on Tuesday. That's not possible. He's not part of the Champions League squad, so he's not going to be there on Tuesday. But once again, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and watch the other videos. And again, final request, make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. It doesn't take a lot of work, but it goes a long way for the channel. So once again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, I think I'm going to start wrapping this up. Great content. See you on the next one. Yes, I will see you guys on the next one. So once again, guys, hold on, where'd it go? An important win for Milan. 3 points. 3 points that helps a lot, goes a long way in a long season that is still left. After every single game, I've said, we still have 19 games to go in the season. We still have 17 games to go. Now we have 16 games to go in the season. We're back in top 4 contention. The games kind of favor us. Lazio's playing Atalanta. Points can be dropped. Milan can solidify not solidify, but at least start making some of that position in the top 4. The goal for the season has changed. Almost start congratulating Napoli fans for the Serie A title. Milan has to make top 4. Our goal on this channel until the end of the season is try and perform the best you can in the Champions League and make that top 4. And in order to make that top 4, today's performance was important. Today's 3 points were important. So once again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. When is the next video? I heard that question from someone. The next video is going to be probably a preview of the Champions League. That's what I'm going to try and do. But I'll let you guys know. I put out a video yesterday about the Super League. If you haven't already checked it out, make sure to check out the video about the Super League. In my opinion, it should stay. So there we go, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate it big time. Always in a loss, but also absolutely always in a win. Forza. What did I used to say? Oh my God, I almost forgot. Forza Milan.